getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip-hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it, cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building, breaking down the latest. Every story got layers, everybody got opinions. I'ma do the homework first, looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the bill. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here, I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip-hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it, cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building, breaking down the latest. Every story got layers, everybody got opinions. I'ma do the homework first, looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the bill. Smoke News TV. We back in. No bias over here, I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building.
Let's get this show started. Oh, y'all thought I wasn't coming back with that interview, huh? Oh, nah, I had to take a little nap. We was going to come back and review that interview. Man, I watched that interview last night when I got off the live with y'all last night, man. Whew, I'm telling you, you can't make this up, gang. Y'all really can't, boy. Y'all can't. This narrative of all these friends and all, like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But we definitely going to review this, though. We definitely going to review this. Because this is nasty work, man. Smash that like button, man. Happy Sunday afternoon, whatever. Go get your coffee, whatever you doing. Light one up, man. Go get that wake and bake, man. Yeah, go get that wake and bake, because we're going to review this interview. Once again, shout out to Tatum for the interview, like I said yesterday, because without him, we won't be getting this type of content from the boys. So shout out to them for dropping that content last night while I was on live. Got a chance to review just a little bit, not too many, not too much, but you know. So what's up? Shout out to everybody pulling in. Shout out to all the mods too, man. Let's get this copyright out the way though, man. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. And everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. The clips and the videos I play, they also owned by the original creators. Yeah, man. So we got another unlocked character. Duke said, I need that wrench. Come on, Duke. That's my first time seeing you in the building, chat. Like, shout out to Duke, man. AKA side tape go hard. Shout out to you, homie. Homie jumped in right away, said, man, nigga, I need that wrench. Nigga, what you talking about, man? Smoke, I ain't trying to hear nothing. Yo, calm down, Chance. My first time seeing you in the chat, Duke. Homie bugged out. That nigga jumped in and said, man, I need that wrench, nigga. Shout out to the homie, though, man. That nigga came in straight Debo status. Shout out to Duke. That nigga said, I need that wrench, nigga. Oh, shit, yo. They said, Smoke, where you think he got unalive at, on the boat or the island? Shout out to Pilot J, man. Shout out to J, man. I think he got unalive on the boat, allegedly. And everything I speak on is alleged. Everything I speak on is alleged. But I think he got unalive by the boat, and I think they brung him back. I think he was on the boat. I think he got unalive by the boat or around that boat, was to a point that too many people ain't see what happened. I don't know, but I just got a gut feeling he was on that boat going back to the land. That's just my theory. And I think they panicked. They didn't know what to do. Allegedly, if something accidentally did happen to him, they brung that body back and they laid the body down on the island. If that's not the true story, the reason why I say that, because how the hell we got hundreds and 500 people, 700 people, thousands of people on the island and nobody seen a fight of Nolan, or nobody seen Nolan laid out on the sand. That's hard for me to believe unless everybody was down with the cover up. That's the only thing I could think of. That's the only thing I could think of, because it's hard to believe that shit too. Like the stories that we come up with. Shout out to Terrell Brown, man. One of my day ones. Salute, Terrell. What up, champ? Bless up, man. You already know, man. Salute, champ. Shout out to you and the fam over there. But yeah, it's hard for me to believe that shit, man. So what you think, Jay? What you think? Everyone down with the cover up, champion. What you think, though? You think it happened on the island or the boat? Everybody in the chat, put it in the chat. Where y'all think this actually happened at? Where y'all think this happened at? On the island or on a boat? Or by the boat, and then I mean they put them on a boat, something like that. We're gonna say boat or island. Where, everybody in the chat, where y'all think, if it was y'all theory, where this could have possibly happened at? Mm. Somebody put both. People putting boat on a boat. Mm. Boat, and they brought him back. That's what I think too. I think it was the boat, and I think they brought him back, bro. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all some real shit, yo. Cause that's why I think warning them was like they panicked. Remember when he said Javon mom and them came in there, bust through the door, boom, them niggas bust through the door. Remember Warren said that? They were sitting there watching TV. They panicked like, what the hell's going on? What the hell is going on here? Y'all watching TV in the dark while our friend is missing on the island. That's what made me think that he was somewhere around that area, because they were so shaky. They was taking 15 minutes to get both properties, either the key and the on phone. I've been said this. I'm thinking that Mama Love and friend and the pops, when they got there, rest in peace with Nolan Wells. My condolences to the family, but we just trying to figure this out, man. I think his body was already on the land when they came and got the keys and the phone, bro. I don't know if they kept his body on a boat away from the house, whatever, but his body was not on that island, bro. They came back later on and dropped that body off, man. Something like that to make it seem like he passed away on the island and nobody got a clue about it. I really think his body was on the land, and that's why they were so like just chill mode, because they know what they did. Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Y'all know y'all effed up, right? That's why they was on chill mode, because you can't show that panic mode like you effed up. So you got to be on the chill mode. And the reason why they was on like that, because like I'm going to continue telling y'all, they got help allegedly. And whoever they called to help them, as an adult, somebody older that know this shit, that can help them out a little bit, they family member, anybody, they told the boys, calm down, don't panic. We got to figure something out. Because they're not gonna let their kids or grandkids or cousins, they ain't gonna let Wyatt and all these niggas go to jail for this if something happened by accidentally. Like I said, I'm not saying something happened on purpose where the boys did something to them, but I always can see games. Things happen when people play around too much, you end up choking somebody out. Things happen. So they might have panicked and they call back home and they telling them the story on one of their phones and they like, oh my God, oh man, G, what the hell? You know what? Just come straight back home. We'll figure this out. Where's Nolan? Where do you have Nolan? Well, he's on the boat with us. We don't know what to do, Mom. We don't know what to do, Grandpa. We don't know what to do, cuz. We don't know what to do, brother. We don't know what to do, buddy. We don't know what to do, buddy. Like, these is the phone calls I can hear them doing on a separate phone. On a separate phone. Y'all gotta remember, their phone's not tapped. We can't hear what they saying and all that. So the only thing you're gonna see on their phone log is them calling a mom or somebody probably that day. Remember when Warren said he called his mom on the island? Remember the first part of the interview? He's like, yeah, a lot of people think you can't get no signal, but you could get one bar. I even called my mom when I was on the island. Warren clearly said that. So I could hear them making a phone call, panicking, saying, yo, we don't know what to do, this and that. Everything. This is accident. This happened by accident. Mom, we don't know what to do. Mom on the other line, oh my God, just calm down. Just come straight home. We'll figure it out. Hello. And that's what they did. They figured it out. I think this whole incident happened by accident. I ain't going to hold y'all, bro. I don't think they did something to Nolan on purpose. I really think that because the way they anger, the way they get drunk and all that, things just got exploded. Things just went left that day. It went from a 0 to 100. And when you hear Warren interview, who was the person with the temper according to Warren? It was Wyatt. So I'm already looking at, okay, we got two friends fighting. One took the shit overboard, probably choked him out by accident. And by the time they got Wyatt off him, Nolan was passed out, couldn't breathe no more. Hello, may his soul rest in peace. I could clearly see that happened right there. They've been drinking since the morning time, y'all. We all fight our friends. We all fight among each other sometimes when we get in big arguments. It's all about which one gonna take that shit to extreme. Some friends, you be friends for 15 years. Nigga be like, yo, I'm gonna come back. Nah, I'm gonna come back. This nigga come back, start clock, clock, boom, fwa, fwa. They start letting off the shot. You be like, damn, nigga. I known you since 15, 20 years, nigga. But some people don't, they pride. It's they pride. Some friends are black out, bro. You never seen your friend do no shit like that. But y'all 40-some years old, that nigga come back, light up the whole cookout, nigga. You like, oh, over a fight, nigga? Shit happens like that, chat. Shit happens. People get unalive by accident sometimes, man. So I'm looking at it, if it was an accidentally choke or a fight, whatever, they panicked. They panicked. They didn't know what to do. Nolan wasn't breathing. Remember in the audio call, you hear somebody saying, "Oh, check his chest." You can clearly hear somebody say, "Check his chest." Yo, get the F up. He couldn't breathe. Yeah, talking about accident still the murder. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying what they did is cool or whatever, but I'm telling you things happen like that when friends fight, you get in an argument, whatever, y'all drinking, next thing you know, I mean, you unalive your own friend by accident. That's still murder. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, don't get it twisted. Yeah, he's still unalive, the brother. And I'm pretty much sure that everybody was telling him probably get off him. Get off him. He probably didn't want to get off Nolan. He probably kept, know what I mean? Had him in a chokehold like this. Hello. He absolutely got to get locked up for that shit. There ain't no excuse for that shit. Hell no. Okay, you put your man in a little chokehold after that. Let the nigga go. Know what I mean? You ain't gonna you gonna choke him out like he's the op? That's what I think happened. I think a lot of jealousy, a lot of all that shit was involved in it, man. And I think when you get to that right moment, he ain't want to let that nigga go, bro. Meaning Nolan. Rest in peace. And I could see people trying to grab whoever was choking Nolan out. I could see them probably trying to grab that individual, but he ain't want to let him go. And by the time he let Nolan go, he couldn't breathe no more. I thought about this shit all last night. I ain't gonna hold y'all. And there's special water in this motherfucker. Yeah, but that's my theory, right? Manny Fresh. Shout out to Manny Fresh over there on Kick, man. Make sure y'all follow me on Kick. We live on Kick over there too. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Only thing I need is that like, that hype, that sub. There's 3 dots in the video. You'll see the hype. Smash that hype button. Smash the like. It's absolutely free. If you want to be down, I mean, get your membership. Get down with Team Smoke. That's the other way of supporting the channel. Get your membership. You can also, it's a Cash App and a banner. I appreciate that. Or there's a super chat also in the chat. I appreciate that also. But yeah, man, let's get to this interview, bro. Let's get to this interview. He said, what if they was fighting and Nolan slipped and fell and hit his head? That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Things happen, bro. People think our body's made out of steel and shit. Nah, you get in a fight, that's like Adrian, that's absolutely a possibility, because that's like you get in a fight and the dude hit you hard. Boom. Rock your shit. Next thing you know, you seeing goddamn stars. You hit your head on the concrete. How many people die by hitting their head on the concrete over a one-on-one fight? I'll sit back and wait. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. He could have hit his head on something, and that's a possibility. Now, I'm not gonna say that's not, bro. But the reason why I'm bringing up that scenario, because when I look at this whole interview, and we about to get to the next interview, it's a lot of fights going on. It's a lot of like aggressive. It's a lot of arguments. It's argument over here. It's an argument over there. It's a fight over there. Nolan with a girl. Everybody's telling Nolan, boy, you crazy being with that girl Katie, boy. Boy, you crazy being with that girl Katie. Then you got the new dude saying, yeah, you know, I had said some slick words towards him about the girl he was with. I want to know what was the slick words about. Because when I look at things like that, that girl, it's something about her, meaning Katie. Because your boy's telling you, boy, you crazy. Then another kid is saying the same thing. He said he had a couple of slick words towards Nolan about the girl he was with. Not about Nolan, he said about the girl he was with. So that tells me now we got 2 friends that's telling Nolan, you bugged out for messing with that girl. What's that girl background? Who's her ex-boyfriend? Is he a bugged out ex-boyfriend? Who's her off and on boyfriend that everybody, like Warren said, boy, you crazy? Who is this other individual? Or her family are crazy? Is her father a racist? We don't know. I'm just assuming. I'm just throwing theories out there. I'm just throwing the little theories out there. Something about this girl. Is her brother one of them type of guys that very overprotective over his sister? And maybe he's one of them bugged out white boys. We don't know. But we could clearly know. We clearly hear that. We heard Warren said, I seen on Nolan. Last time I seen Nolan, he was with Katie, had his hands around her, and I looked at him with a smirk and I said, boy, you crazy. And then we get to the next friend. He said the same thing. So if y'all don't got nothing to do with it, obviously y'all know Katie, our ex-boyfriend, our brother, our cousin, somebody that's crazy. Y'all left the island. Did that crazy individual stood on the island and approached Nolan? Now Nolan got into a whole nother fight with a whole nother group that got something to do with Katie? Hello. Because I was thinking about that last night too. Because y'all all left Nolan on the island. Little Trey left. Remember, he left. We about to get to his interview. He left. Warren and them left at 4:30, whatever. So who is Katie? Like, what's going on? Was Katie ex-boyfriend or somebody there? And they approached Nolan? They kept telling Nolan he was crazy for being around Katie. Hey, Miles, you already know, man. Be on point today. How many likes we got? We got 140 likes. Let's get some more likes, man. We got 400 people in the building, man. Early afternoon, man, on a Sunday, man. Light one up, man. Y'all already know. Get that wake and bake. Let's get to this interview with Nolan Friend. And this is his side of a story right here. And we're going to review this. Shout out to Tatum for getting the interview also. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, man. Hype your boy up.
Knowledge of someone. Did you have anything to do with Nolan's death?
No.
Do you have personal knowledge of someone directly in your friend group having anything to do with Nolan's death?
No, not at all.
So I saw you on television. You had an interview, and I felt like you laid out a few things that I think the world needs to know and be clear about.
Okay.
And the first one is the relationship that you had with Nolan. Can you explain your relationship with Nolan?
Yeah, I will. So his mom got on TV, as everybody has seen, and said that she didn't know me. And man, that can't be farthest from the truth. Me and Nolan, I met Nolan in ninth grade in a second block class. It was math. He was one of the first guys I made friends with. It was somebody I made a connection to. Like off rip, he was an athlete. I could tell he was an athlete when I walked into class. We sat really close to each other, and all he did, he turned around and asked me for a pencil when I first met him in ninth grade when I moved to Ocean Springs. Man, it was tough, and the relationship there has always been best friend in my eyes. I never wanted to take away how close somebody else was with Nolan, but Nolan was my best friend. That was a guy I knew I could call at any point in time. He called me at 11 o'clock on the 4th.
Man, shout out to Shemaine, man. Shout out to Shemaine for that $50 cash app. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that $50 cash app for real. Shout out to Shemaine Baby Doll, aka Baby Doll, man. I appreciate that love for real. That's a blessing. I appreciate that $50 cash app. Anybody else want to support, man? Y'all welcome to support any means necessary. Let's continue with this good content. Once again, Shemaine, aka Baby Doll. Appreciate that $50 cash app, love. Let's continue.
See where I first met him in ninth grade when I moved to Ocean Springs. Man, it was tough, and the relationship there has always been best friend in my eyes. I never wanted to take away how close somebody else was with Nolan, but Nolan was my best friend. That was a guy I knew I could call at any point in time. He called me at 11 o'clock on the 4th to see where I was parked at. Man, me and Nolan have countless nights of him giving me advice on my girlfriend, on my life in general. Nolan has been.
When he started his story off, I want y'all to peep because he's half white and black. He's half white and black. So he came to Ocean Spring. He met Nolan at like ninth grade, whatever. So basically, he was like the new kid on the block. And you know, Ocean Springs, they say the population is more white, you know what I mean, than black. They're more color, period. They're more black or any other ethnic you could say on that in that town. Well, according not alleged, they're saying that's the percentage. So it's more white kids and all that. So he felt like an outsider. If you listen to his story at the beginning so far, he said Nolan was the first one he met when he first got there to that high school, whatever. And that's when they started kicking it off on that note. I mean, so they became friends. I guess Nolan must have put him under the wing. I just want to get y'all a heads up. So that's what it sounds like. It sounds like Nolan put him under the wing. It seemed like, you know what I mean, this kid was shy. He's a new kid on the block and all this. So Nolan looked. I was like, hold up, man, that kid black. Let me bring him over here. You know what I mean? That's why he's breaking it down this way. Because I'm kind of peeping the whole story. Let's go, though. So Nolan put him under the wing when he first came to Nolantown, Ocean Springs. Nolan was already there. He came when he was in ninth grade. So he's an outsider, this kid right here. He's coming in, moving in Ocean Spring. And he didn't have no friends. First friend he met, according to him, that he could relate to, look like me, skin color and all that, is Nolan. Let's continue. Rest in peace, Nolan. Mm-mm-mm.
Friends with. It was somebody I made a connection to. Like off rip, he was an athlete. I could tell he was an athlete when I walked into class. We sat really close to each other, and all he did, he turned around and asked me for a pencil when I first met him in ninth grade when I moved to Ocean Springs. Man, it was tough, and the relationship there has always been best friend in my eyes. I never wanted to take away how close somebody else was with Nolan, but Nolan was my best friend. That was a guy I knew I could call at any point in time. He called me at 11 o'clock on the 4th to see where I was parked at. Man, me and Nolan have countless nights of him giving me advice on my girlfriend, on my life in general. Nolan has been the only friend that somebody else was with Nolan, but Nolan was my best friend. That was a guy I knew I could call at any point in time. He called me at 11 o'clock on the 4th to see where I was parked at.
So he mean 11 o'clock in the morning. Because remember, they left around like 11. They got to the island 11, pardon me. Remember, they left the house by 9:30 in the morning, Nolan and the boys. Nolan spent the night before. They left early, went to the boat, got to the island about 11 o'clock around there. So according to his story, saying when Nolan got to the island, he called them 11 o'clock. He should have said in the morning because he probably got a lot of people confused on that. But I know what he's saying. Nolan arrived to the island and called them on the phone and asked him where he was at, according to little Trey. We're going to call him Trey. Let's continue.
Man, I first met him in 9th grade when I moved to Ocean Springs, man. It was tough, and the relationship there has always been best friend in my eyes. I never wanted to take away how close somebody else was with Nolan, but Nolan was my best friend. That was a guy I knew I could call at any point in time. He called me at 11 o'clock on the 4th to see where I was parked at. Man, me and Nolan have countless nights of him giving me advice on my girlfriend, on my life in general. Nolan has been the only friend, and I love my friends and my best friends in this group of guys, but Nolan has been the only person that ever tell me like he's proud of what I've done. He's proud of how hard I worked. He's proud of me going overseas to go play ball. That was my guy. Like, that was.
So he played basketball. You see, the reason why this story is more interesting than Warren, because I feel like I said, I don't know what kind of bond they had, because according to Mama Love, he gonna speak on that too. We're gonna get to all this. I'm not done. But I feel like Nolan took him under the wing. And when Nolan took him under the wing, he got more closer to the boys than Nolan, if that makes sense. That makes sense. Nolan took him under the wing as a little brother, but when Nolan introduced him to his boys, the white friends, I guess, allegedly, I feel like he got more connection to them than Nolan did throughout the years. Maybe he wanted Nolan's spot. You know, sometimes jealousy be there, but I don't know. We're gonna continue though, man. Because you got to be careful when an outsider is coming in the town, and sometimes they try to fit in too much, and sometimes they be jealous of your spot, how close you is with them other friends that you want to be friends with. You friends with them, but you're not as close with them like Nolan is. I'm just saying, some people are weird like that, bro. We got weird individuals like that. And sometimes those are the individuals you got to watch out because they want your spot in that friendship zone. I don't know why people are weird like that, but oh my God, you get, they pay attention to her all the time. You know what? Because girls act like that all the time. You know what? I don't like her. I mean, they'll try to X you out and try to take your friendship spot with the other friend. Like, people weird like that. They'll make up rumors. They'll do all types of shit. But we know that Nolan took him under the wing. So far, we can understand that. But I think Mama Love ain't like this kid because I think he was a troublemaker. We're gonna get to it later on. Y'all gonna understand what I'm saying. I think he was a troublemaker. That's why Mama Love didn't really not acknowledge him as a friend of Nolan. Let's continue though.
Was my best friend. Man, me and Nolan have countless nights of him giving me advice on my girlfriend, on my life in general. Nolan has been the only friend, and I love my friends and my best friends in this group of guys, but Nolan has been the only person that ever tell me like he's proud of what I've done. He's proud of how hard I worked. He's proud of me going overseas to go play ball. That was my guy. Like, that was my best friend.
Yeah, and so how does it make you feel when the media, activists are coming out and alluding to the fact that you may have something to do with what happened to Nolan on that day?
Man, that hurts. It hurts is an understatement. I beat myself up every night I lay down. I beat myself up anytime it crosses my mind. Because in my head, if I wasn't drinking, if I didn't get into that altercation, maybe I would be able to do something. Maybe I would have known.
Hey yo, Rock. Today's Sunday, nigga. This nigga Rock crazy. Hey, Rock, today's Sunday. That nigga must got a hangover. That's That nigga said, yo, let's get 10 more membership on a Saturday. Rock said today Saturday. That's my nigga. Hey, yo, Rock, shout out. Yo, shout out to my mom, man. Rock, man. Make sure y'all go follow my boy Rock on Instagram and all that too. That nigga said today's Saturday, champs. Let's continue though. That's my dude.
Saw something. Maybe I would have told Nolan, hey, man, you're not going with that girl. Just come back with us. We're going back a little bit later. We can go meet up with the guys later. Maybe it just plays out different. And then the fact that they're going to play that is I'm already trying to mourn my friend's death as is, and I'm blaming myself for it. To put that in my head is a next level of hurt that can't be truly explained. Because man, it's hard to put into words. Generally, it's backstabbing from a sense of a community that I thought I had with my skin color, and they stay so strong together. And I'm supposed to be one of them, but I come up and I speak, and now I'm the person to blame. Now I'm not dark enough for them. I'm not black enough for them.
Yo, hold up. He talking about these friends? Pardon me. I'm always talking to myself about 20 seconds. Hey, yo, he talking about these friends? I'm not black enough for the community because he's talking about his community. So the only community I could think of is these kids right here. Because you see little Javon laying, you see Javon right there sitting down. Javon got his hands up with the watch on right there, all the way to the right. He's talking about these kids in the community. No, y'all can hear me now, right? Shit, I see the mute now. Y'all can hear me now. That's probably people that's he got to be talking about these niggas. He got to be talking about these. He said I'm not dark enough for what? What? He said I'm not dark enough. He said, yo, I feel disappointed. You see, he seemed like a troublemaker. He seemed like he's confused in his nationality, white and black. He seemed like one of them kids that's trying to fit in so much. And I think Nolan took him under the wing because of that. I think Nolan took him under the wing because of that. Because I think this kid tried to fit in too much on both sides. And I think the little homies on this side, like, man, nah, you stay over there, champ. You don't fit in with us over here, man. And I think he's very disappointed over that shit. I think he always had a chip on his shoulder over that. Because I remember I told y'all, Nolan used to hang with these kids, I guess, on his side of the town, and he should go to Warren and them. And I guess this kid, little Trey, used to be hanging with Nolan with Warren and them. Because you don't see Trey in this picture, the kid that got the interview. You don't see him in this picture. So he got to be talking about them. Yeah, I'm disappointed about my community because, they don't look at me on this. What? Why are you worrying about everybody else so much? Worry about yourself. I'm starting to think that you had a low self-esteem on an identity crisis. Like you was trying to find your like who you were when you was growing up. Because why would you say some shit like that, bro? This is about Nolan. This is not about where you fit in and the disappointed of your community because they don't look at you because you're not dark enough. Yo, that shit sound like your other side of the family that raised you. Little Trey, that shit sound like the other side of the family that raised you, bro. You use the word dark. I'm not dark enough. Yo, that's crazy, yo. Bro, I'm mixed. I'm black and I'm Puerto Rican and black and Puerto Rican, whatever the hell you want to call it. Either way, nigga, I'm mixed. I would, bro. Yeah, man. My hood don't like me because I ain't dark enough. Yeah, my hood don't like me because I ain't dark enough. I never say that a day in my goddamn life, nigga. It's all about who you are, nigga. It's all about if they feel your vibe and all that. If you mix in with certain groups and all that, it seemed like you try to mix in with multiple groups, and it seemed like they kicked your ass out the group. And I think you had that shit on your chip of your shoulder for the last couple of years. But Nolan took you under the wing. Nolan took you under the wing. Remember, you met Nolan when you first got there in 9th grade. You was a little troublemaker, bro. I could feel it. Pause. I could feel the vibe through his interview. He's a little troublemaker. That's why Mama Love said that she really don't know you like that. Because I think Mama Love didn't like the simple fact that Nolan used to be around you. Mamas know, bro. Let's continue. I can't believe he said that shit. He talking about I think I ain't dark enough like the guys in my community. Yo, bro, I see mixed kids in this picture. I see fully black kids in this picture. You see everything in this picture right here. You can clearly tell that Javon mixed. It's like 3 mixed kids right here, and two mixed kids next to Javon that's kneeling down. You can tell these 2 kids mixed. You can tell the kid up here mixed. It's it's how you was raised in your household, man, for you to come out with them type of words. But let's continue though. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me,
Now
bro.
on the issue, it doesn't with my skin color. I'm already trying to mourn my friend's death as is, and I'm blaming myself for it. To put that in my head is a next level of hurt that can't be truly explained. Because, man, it's hard to put into words. Generally, it's backstabbing from a sense of a community that I thought I had with my skin color, and they stay so strong together, and I'm supposed to be one of them, but I come up and I speak, and now I'm the person to blame. Now I'm not dark enough for them. I'm not black enough for them, and now I'm the issue. It doesn't make sense. In my head, it doesn't make sense.
Was Nolan? I mean, obviously you were in a friend group, but the way the media makes it seem is that almost as if Nolan was the only black person in this whole friend group. Now they don't even mention you. They don't bring you up in this whole thing when it comes to what happened on at Horn Island. So what's your take on Nolan being presented as like the only black kid in a group of all these white boys?
That's crazy, man. I know we've spoken a little bit, but that friend group that I'm a part of to this day was the first friend group I was in when I moved to Ocean Springs as a new kid coming in. I never knew any of them. I known one, kind of, sort of, back from grade school because we went to the same private school together. But that was it. And him being the only black person, minority, any of that measure is insane. Our friend group is diverse from the max. Like, we have a mixed guy. I mean, we had Nolan in our friend group. There's an Asian a part of our friend group. There's a Latino that they're trying to perceive as white. He's truly authentic Mexican. His parents are from Mexico. They came over legally and they did everything right, and he's been here since.
Yo, this dude sound crazy. He's straight dry snitching on his friend. Yeah, they talk about Latino, man. He's just full Latino authentic. He's a Mexican. Like, yo, little Trey, man. You a hot mess, Trey. I ain't gonna lie to you, Trey. Little Trey, boy, you a mess in this interview, boy. He called that nigga authentic Mexican. Like, that nigga, hey, yo, Trey put the A in the beginning. He just could have called him a Mexican. Oh, shit. Yo, this little dude is wildin'. Yo, I ain't never seen this shit. No, yo, bro. That's why I said, yo, I had to go live early on that. I said, I need a nice laugh because this kid is wildin'. You saying all types of racist shit. Yeah, I ain't dark enough for the community. They turned their back on me. Yeah, it was another Latino kid. He was authentic Mexican. His family they was immigrant. They came over here like what, nigga? Oh, you wildin', bro.
I known one, kind of, sort of, back from grade school because we went to the same private school together. But that was it. And him being the only black person, minority, any of that measure is insane. Our friend group is diverse from the max. Like, we have a a mixed guy. I mean, we had Nolan in our friend group. There's an Asian a part of our friend group. There's a Latino that they're trying to perceive as white. He's truly authentic Mexican. His parents are from Mexico. They came over legally and they did everything right, and he's been here since. It blows my mind because our friend group is not a friend group that sees race. Our friend group sees what good you do for other people, what good you bring, and how the type of person you truly are and where your morals lie. That's one thing in common. Me and my friends might not agree on everything, but our morals align. Our morals know. So for them to even make that narrative up really shows you have no idea what it's like down here on the coast. You have no idea how tight-knit Ocean Springs as a community is.
You know what's crazy about this kid? When he said he arrived in Ocean Springs, ninth grade. What is ninth grade, y'all? What, 14 years old? We want to say 14, right? Freshman year of high school. So 14, Nolan's 18. Bro, you only been out there about 4 in the goddamn years, no more than 5 years, bro. And you got so much goodness in you. Like, you act like you was born in Ocean Springs. You grew up with the community. You know everybody, bro. Like, the way this kid is talking, y'all got to remember, he came there his ninth grade. That's when he met Nolan. Obviously, that's when he got to that high school. So that tells me, like, yo, bro, how long you know Warren and them? I'm thinking you met Warren and them through Nolan. That's what I'm assuming. Anybody agree? Because the way this kid talk, you would think he know Warren, Wyatt, all these niggas since they was 5 years old and shit. Yeah, we got a tight community, Ocean Springs, we do good things over here and all this, I'm black and I guess I wasn't black enough for them and I'm dark enough for them. They talking about this other kid. They talking about he's white, but in all reality, he's authentic Mexican. Yeah, his family's immigrant. They came over here and like you putting people family spots on the line and everything. Now ICE about to go lock up your friend goddamn parents. We don't know if they got their green card and all they got their cards and all that. You don't put your friend parents on the spot talking about they authentic Mexicans and there was immigrants that came here. What? Yo, you a hot ass mess, bro. This nigga about to get his Mexican friend parents locked up. Yo, you can't make this shit up, man. Yo, this shit crazy, yo. I don't believe, yo, this kid. Now, I hear a lot of jealous in this kid, man. And he got an identity crisis. He don't know which one to be on because he changed his last name too. Oh, y'all gonna hear that? His original name was Walker. He said he changed that shit. I wonder what's his last name now. I'm assuming his Walker last name must have came from his father's side because you can clearly see that he's half black. Unless his mom is black and his father was white. But let's continue, man.
Do for other people, what good you bring, and how the type of person you truly are and where your morals lie. That's one thing in common. Me and my friends might not agree on everything, but our morals align. Our morals know.
Here we go. We got one. Early afternoon. Okay, OGNY. He said, yo, ain't you Puerto Rican, bro? You letting all the N-words fly out your face. Your name is OGNY. You from New York. You know how many Puerto Ricans, and not my skin complexion, white skin Puerto Ricans, more lighter than me? Because I got family members, I got cousins that's way more lighter than me. I got cousins that got green eyes, nigga. What you talking about? You telling me none of y'all niggas don't be saying nigga, the N-word out there? In New York, out here, we all mixed together. And your name is OGY, and you got the nerve to say some shit like that. You from New York. You must be racist as hell or something. Like, what's wrong with these people, bro? Yo, these dudes is bugged out. Hey, yeah. If it wasn't for my father, I wouldn't be here. So I got black in me, chat. Just to let you know that. Hello. You telling me none of your cousins is mixed with black in your family in New York? I guarantee you they mixed. I guarantee you they got some type of black. I guarantee you got some little cousins, nephews, something that's mixed. And you got the nerve to say some shit like this, Champ, when you say this every day in New York. Why you probably saying it right now as you watching my channel. And you in New York probably, or you somewhere home. But you should say OGNY. I'm assuming you from New York. Man, shout out to my Harlem people, man. I've been going out there since I was 12 years old in Harlem. Let's get to that part. Let's go, man. You can't make this shit up. I'm gonna let you slide with that though, champ.
So do for other people, what good you bring, and how the type of person you truly are, and where your morals lie. That's one thing in common. Me and my friends might not agree on everything, but our morals align. Our morals know. So for them to even
Nah, I ain't put that on NYC. I just said NYC got a lot of mixed people like me. And if you from NYC, Philly, anywhere in the East Coast, a lot of us use the N word. Even the Spanish kids that's not half black, they use the N word because we all grew up among each other, on top of each other. Pause. That's all I'm saying, man. Shout out to Nicole though. Shout out to NYC, man. Come on, man. I love Harlem. I love New York. I love Brooklyn. I love BX. Been going out there since I was 12, man. Let's continue though, man. Shout out to NY, man.
make that narrative up really shows you have no idea what it's like down here on the coast. You have no idea how tight-knit Ocean Springs as a community is. You don't understand it. You don't see the thousands of kids in the high school football stands cheering their team on. Nobody cares what color you are. We're there to have fun and to just live. And that's how Nolan lived. That's how I live now. I've grown up and I have more big.
Oh, that's why. Okay. I had to pause it. I gotta respond to Night Owl. Shout out to OG. Shout out to OG Night Owl. Shout out to Night Owl. He said my name is Night Owl. I just spelled it differently. I'm from Compton, California. I wasn't raised around Puerto Ricans. That's understandable. Nah, that's understandable. Shout out to the West Coast, man. Shout out to the whole Compton. Shout out to the West, man. Because if y'all don't know, it's not a lot of Puerto Ricans in the West. They've raised around a lot of Mexicans out there and all that. I mean, so shout out to the black community out there. That's why when y'all be hearing us out here in the East Coast, know what I mean, we mix over here and all this. We act like, yeah, because know what I mean, we lived on top of each other out here, man. We next door, we on top of each other. We from here with it. Puerto Ricans and blacks in the East Coast, man, not for nothing, man. We like cousins out here, man. We're like brothers out here, not for nothing. I'm being honest. And this Puerto Ricans not even half black like me. They be, know what I mean? Like, it makes sense though, man. Pardon me. I take that shit back, Night Owl. Cause I mean I'm a man, so I take that shit back because you make sense. Cause California, they connected more to the Mexicans. Know what I mean? They around Mexicans. Over here, blacks and Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, we all over here. So he make a lot of sense. Know what I mean? Shout out to the West, man. Cause you make absolutely a lot of sense. That's the same thing in Las Vegas, all them areas. Anything in the West over there. A lot of black communities are connected to like the Mexicans community and all that shit. But let's go though, man. Shout out to you, Night Owl, for correcting me wrong, man. I appreciate that, champ. You know I know the shit. I know how California is.
Stuff, but in high school, all I cared about was going to hang out with my guys. And I mean, on a personal level that leads off of it is like, it got me in trouble with my girlfriend just because I wanted to be with the guys. I never once thought, man, they look at me different. Man, I'm kind of an outcast to them. No. All their moms have always welcomed me with open arms. Anytime I needed anything, I knew I could call them and their parents, and they would do anything in the world for me. So with Crump pushing this narrative, it's wrong.
Yeah,
it's completely wrong, especially about our friend group.
Yeah, I find it, especially after talking to you, meeting some of the guys, that it seems like there was an agenda. But can you walk us through just your perspective from that day? I don't know if did you go with them initially? Were you a part of the group that went to Horn Island?
So I wasn't.
This dude did this whole interview so far talking like he a victim. Somebody just said that shit in the chat, yo. It's crazy how Trey coming up here acting like a whole victim. Like I said in the beginning, from the time that Tatum been asking you questions, pardon me, you've been acting like a victim because the first thing, I don't fit in the community. You know, I'm disappointing on me. I'm half black and I ain't dark enough. Like, who the hell say some shit like that? You sounding like a victim, somebody that always try to fit in. Once you surpass that, etch that shit out, and talk about more like Nolan, like a big brother, because obviously Nolan put you under the wing. He put you under the wing. So talk more like that. Now, I mean, don't be talking like you talking bad about the black community and all this over there in Ocean Springs and all this. Like, nah, that's a bad thing. Let Ben Crump do Ben Crump. You ain't got nothing to do with Ben Crump. That's what Ben Crump do. He do civil rights. So if he want to bring his ass down to Mississippi with Al Sharpton and they smell like something ain't right down there, that's their goddamn job. But as a young man, you stay out of that. You just showing your true colors when you talking like this, champ. Yeah, you know, Ben Crump, they don't know what they're talking about. You know, my type group. You only been around them about 5 or 6 years. What we talking about? Probably only 5. Your real friends is where you're originally from. You're not originally from Ocean Springs, according to what I'm hearing. I think you got family scattered. You came over there. Am I right? Am I lying, Trey? I might be lying. I'm just saying. Assuming to the story that I've been hearing about you. You just moved there. You said you met Nolan in 9th grade in high school. And you're going to clearly say you moved out there in 9th grade. So that's 14 years old. You're only about what, 19 right now, champ? 18, 19? That shit get me mad because you sound like a victim, bro. But let's continue, man, because he ain't done. He going to say some way worse shit than this.
Clear that up. No, I was not on the boat with them. Yes, I was a part of the group that was supposed to go out. So the only reason why I did not go on the boat is I was offered, I got begged to go, but my uncle, we also took 12 people out on our boat, not including us two, so 14. And my uncle knows the passengers wouldn't have helped. Generally wouldn't have helped with anything. With that many people on a boat, you need a little bit of help. So my uncle was like, hey, can you just ride out with me and you can go do your thing throughout the day on the island? I don't care. I don't need you. I just need help to get out there and then pick everything up. Because I know all these people are going to be drunk and they're not going to want to do the extras that nobody sees about going out on the boat, right? And so I told Wyatt that, and oops, my bad. But I told
It's good.
I told him that, and I told him everything, which was go to plan. We were leaving a little bit earlier than them. I was gonna try to have a spot saved out, and Nolan calls me at 11 o'clock. I missed his phone call. Called me twice. I missed both of them. I saw Wyatt and Nolan on the boat. They pulled right in front of our boat, and they were screaming. I turned my head and I was like, yo, there's a spot over there, where they end up anchoring out. I helped them set their stern anchor. From the time they showed up until now, going back to it, 20 minutes before they left, I was with them. That's who I was with. I spent all day with them, minus the morning time before they got out there. But the time they got out there to the time they went back in, I was until now, going back to it, 20 minutes before they left, I was with them. That's who I was with. I spent all day with them, minus the morning time before they got out there. But from the time they got out there to the time they went back in, I was with them. Those are my friends, man. Those are my guys.
Yeah, I want to.
Until I was with them. That's who I was with. I spent all day with them, minus the morning time before they got out there. But from the time they got out there to the time they went back in, I was with them. Those are my friends, man. Out there to the time they went back in, I was with them. I was with them. Minus the morning time before they got until now. I saw Wyatt and Nolan on the boat. I told him that, and I told him everything, which was go to plan. We were leaving a little bit earlier than them. I was gonna try to have a spot saved out, and Nolan calls me at 11 o'clock. I missed his phone call. He called me twice. I missed both of them. I saw Wyatt and Nolan on the boat. They pulled right in front of our boat, and they were screaming. I turned my head and I was.
Then Warren said that Nolan was on another boat. Warren was on a boat with Wyatt when they got there. Or am I tripping? I remember when Warren said that Nolan was on, because there was 3 boats that pulled up there. I don't remember that Wyatt and Nolan was on the same boat. You see, now that takes me back to the time that a mechanical problem and Wyatt started cursing at Nolan. Now it makes sense. Because you're gonna curse somebody out if he didn't helping you, if he's not helping you, or you just taking your anger on that individual because he rolled with you there to the island. That's why I said maybe Nolan was too much chilling with the girl while they was doing the mechanical boat. And Wyatt got mad and said, Nolan, come on, man, come the fuck on. Let me pardon my language, gang. Come to F on, man. We leaving. Come to F on, man. We got problems. And Nolan not taking them serious. They got into a fight. Man, I really think Wyatt and Nolan got into a fight, bro. I really think them 2 got into a fight. And I think Warren allegedly, and everything I saw in this video is alleged. I really think Warren is covering up more for on his buddy, on Wyatt. I think them 2 got into a fight, bro. Because I could see Wyatt arguing with Nolan, the way Warren broke it down about the boat mechanic problems. They've been drinking all day. Nolan probably not taking them serious, or Nolan probably is helping. Something probably, I don't know. Something happened when Nolan got in an argument with somebody, and it might have been Wyatt. Because throughout these interviews, the only one that been angry since his best friend Warren said it was Wyatt. Wyatt been angry from the time they left. He said, yeah, my man was really, my buddy was really pissed off. My buddy Wyatt, you know what I mean? He started telling Nolan, come to F on, man. But the last time y'all seen Nolan was 3 o'clock. But Buddy over here is saying that he been with y'all all day. He said he was with y'all 20 minutes before y'all left. So y'all left at 4:30? Was that 4:15 around there, 4:10? Where was Nolan? Nah. You think something happened before the island? Nah, but Nolan died on a boat. Y'all think something happened to Nolan while he was going to the island? They was on the island too many hours, though. You know what's crazy, y'all? We need somebody outside of their group that's seen Nolan. Don't y'all agree? Because everybody that's seen Nolan is in their group. We got the only one that's seen, pardon me, let me take that back. The only one that's seen Nolan on an island, and he said it was Javon. And I'm gonna go by Javon word, bro. I'm gonna go by the little homie word. He said he seen Javon on the island. So he had to be on the island. I think he got into a fight, gang. I'm telling y'all, man, he got into a fight. That's why they kept the neck structure body with the throat and all that, because they know he got choked out. There was some type of pressure on his neck that they kept back in Mississippi. They still got the autopsy. Hopefully we get it tomorrow. We don't know. We'll find out. But they kept the neck. That kid got into a fight, bro. He got into a fight, bro. Hands down, he got into a fight, bro. It's too much argument going on in these interviews. Too much. Oh yeah, my little brother was fighting, and then you got little Trey over here talking about you. You could tell he's a troublemaker. I could just look at him when he get drunk. He probably act like he the biggest. Know what I mean, biggest kid on the island. I could tell. He got that black in him. He's half black. So when you white and black, you're gonna try to show that black image a little bit. I don't care how white you act. You still gonna try to prove you black, nigga. And Little Trey, I think he got that identity crisis. I mean, he got to prove everybody wrong type shit. When he's with his white friends, he act like them. Know what I mean? Because he's half white. But when he's around black kids and all that, he got to switch up. He got to try to be down now. And I don't think Little Trey got that in him. He definitely don't. I don't even think the little nigga listen to hip hop. If he do, he probably listens to some bullshit, to be honest. I don't know if you listen to NBA YoungBoy. Well, they might do because you got white boys that love NBA YoungBoy too. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. Something happened to Nolan, and it was definitely a fight, bro. Let's go back. So he said he seen Nolan pull up to the island on the boat with Wyatt. Remember that he pulled up to the island with Wyatt, according to Little Trey. Warren never told us this shit right here. Am I lying? He never told us who Nolan came to the island with. So Little Trey dry snitching like a mother right now, to be honest. Shout out to Little Trey for giving us little information, man, that your boy Warren wasn't giving Tatum on the last interview. Because Warren clearly never said that Nolan was on a boat with him, Wyatt, nothing. He just said we went there 3 boat deep. That's it. The chat could tell you. I'm not lying. I got a memory like an elephant. So shout out to you, Little Trey, for letting us know, Nolan went to the island and you seen him on a boat with Wyatt. Then I tell you this, let them speak. Shout out to Tatum for just letting them speak and not cutting them off. I know a lot of people don't like Tatum, but at least he ain't cutting the kid off. That part. Let's continue though, man. Hold on, how many likes we got? Come on, man. Let's get 300 likes, man. We got 800 something people in the building on a nice Sunday afternoon. Try to get your membership. Join Team Smooth. Support the channel. Smash the like button. Do me that favor. That junk is free. Come on, man. Let's get 300 something likes. Let's cut it out, gang. We got a lot to go. Come on. Smash that like button. Let me see that shit go up a little bit. We got 262. I'm looking at it right now. Hold on. Where we at? There you go. Let's get it up to more like, 29 more. Come on, gang. Support the channel, man. Smash that sub, too, if you haven't subscribed.
Oh, there's a spot over there, over there. I just need help to get out there. And then I wasn't, no, clear that up. No, I was not on the boat with them. Yes, I was a part of the group that was supposed to go out.
Here we go. We got one. We got one. All right, Bruce. Yo, Bruce Wayne. We're going to call you Bruce. Oh, your name is Bruce Wang. You actually got to be stupid to believe a fight happened with no witness. Bro, we assuming something had to happen. There's hundreds of people out there. Why the hell we ain't getting no other witness saying they seen Nolan on the island? Obviously, a lot of people are covering something else, Bruce. Don't you agree? This shit happened 4th of July, Bruce. Not one witness outside a group proved that they seen Nolan on the island. So you tell me what the hell is going on there. Since there was thousands of people on the island, Bruce. They haven't been a witness since day one. Don't you smell something funny, Bruce? You don't get your ass out of, man. Let me get you out of here, bro. Yeah, I did, J. Coop. I got his ass out of there. Tell me, yo, you ain't no witness out there, bozo. They ain't been a witness since day one. That's why this shit is smelling funny. It's a cover-up, allegedly. Yeah, I got Bruce Wayne ass. Yo, I'm telling you, Miles, man. I be on it, Miles, man. But, sometimes let me respond to them, then I can block them. But let's continue, though.
So the only reason why I did not go on the boat is I was offered, I got begged to go, but my uncle, we also took 12 people out on our boat, not including us two, so 14. And my uncle knows the passengers wouldn't have helped. Genuinely wouldn't have helped with anything. With that many people on a boat, you need a little bit of help. So my uncle was like, hey, can you just ride out with me and you can go do your thing throughout the day on the island? I don't care. I don't need you. I just need help to get out there and then pick everything.
Shout out to E for the $10 super chat. He said, I don't know if this went over your head, though. Remember Tatum asked Warren why you choose me, and he said, because you're for us, and meaning he knew Tatum wasn't going to ask any tough questions. That's true, though. That's true. But one thing I could say, though, young adults like them, college kids like that, if you let them talk more, because, we're a little older, so our brains are a little developed more, and we went through life a little bit more than them. So they're going to slip up. They're going to slip up a little bit when they do these type of interviews. And the clues that we getting so far, he's slipping up. I could agree with you. Tatum been asking the tough questions, but the more the kid talk, the more we end up finding a little bit of clues because they young. These kids are young, bro. They just starting life right now, not for nothing. They just starting life, pardon me. But I definitely agree with you on that, E. Yeah, he definitely ain't asking them real tough ass questions. He definitely not. Shout out to E, man, one of my moms for that $10 super chat. Appreciate that, chat.
Because I knew, but that was it. That was it. And him being the only black person, minority, any of that measure is insane. Our friend group is diverse from the max. Like, we have a mixed guy. I mean, we had Nolan in our friend group. There's an Asian a part of our friend group. There's a Latino that they're trying to perceive as white. He's truly authentic Mexican. His parents are from Mexico. They came over legally and they did everything right, and he's been here since. It blows my mind because our friend group is not a friend group that sees race. Our friend group sees what good you do for other people, what good you bring, and how the type of person you truly are and where your morals lie. That's one thing in common. Me and my friends might not agree on everything, but our morals align. Our morals know. So for them to even make that narrative up really shows you have no idea what it's like down here on the coast. You have no idea how tight-knit Ocean Springs as a community is. You don't understand it. You don't see the thousands of kids in the high school football stands cheering their team on. Nobody cares what color you are. We're there to have fun and to just live. And that's how Nolan lived. That's how I live now. I've grown up and I have more big boy stuff, but in high school, all I cared about was going to hang out with my guys. And I mean, on a personal level that leads off of it, is like, it got me in trouble with my girlfriend just because I wanted to be with the guys. I never once thought, man, they look at me different. Man, I'm kind of an outcast to them. No. All their moms have always welcomed me with open arms. Anytime I needed anything, I knew I could call them and their parents, and they would do anything in the world for me. So with Crump pushing this narrative, it's wrong.
Yeah,
it's completely wrong, especially about our friend group.
Yeah, I find it, especially after talking to you, meeting some of the guys, that it seems like there was an agenda. But can you walk us through just your perspective from that day? I don't know if did you go with them initially? Were you a part of the group that went to Horn Island?
So I wasn't, no, clear that up. No, I was not on the boat with them. Yes, I was a part of the group that was supposed to go out. So the only reason why I did not go on the boat is I was offered, I got begged to go, but my uncle, we also took 12 people out on our boat, not including us two, so 14. And my uncle knows the passengers wouldn't have helped. Generally wouldn't have helped with anything. With that many people on a boat, you need a little bit of help. So my uncle was like, hey, can you just ride out with me and you can go do your thing throughout the day on the island? I don't care. I don't need you. I just need help to get out there and then pick everything up. Because I know all these people are going to be drunk and they're not going to want to do the extras that nobody sees about going out on the boat, right? And so I told Wyatt that, and oops, my bad. But I told him.
It's good.
I told him that, and I told him everything, which was go to plan. We were leaving a little bit earlier than them. I was gonna try to have a spot saved out, and Nolan calls me at 11 o'clock. I missed his phone call. Called me twice. I missed both of them. I saw Wyatt and Nolan on the boat. They pulled right in front of our boat, and they were screaming. I turned my head and I was like, yo, there's a spot over there, where they end up anchoring out. I helped them set their stern anchor. From the time they showed up until now, going back to it, 20 minutes before they left, I was with them. That's who I was with. I spent all day with them, minus the morning time before they got out there. But from the time they got out there to the time they went back in, I was with them. Those are my friends, man. Those are my guys.
Yeah, I want to get a few more details.
I'm sorry about that.
I know that. Yeah, go ahead. I know that you were all over the news because there was a perceived fight. People, this is the thing that gets me, and I want to you clarify this. When I saw the video that they put out on the internet claiming that Nolan was saying, "Give me my effing phone back," the coach came out. Nolan's coach came out and said immediately he knew it wasn't Nolan's voice, and obviously it wasn't Nolan's voice.
How would a coach? Y'all know who he talking about, right? Oh, we did a live about that last week. Remember that coach, the football coach, whatever? He did an interview with TMZ. It was the black coach. We all assumed he was the head coach. Nigga was the assistant coach, comes to find out. His ass gonna say, yeah, you know, I mean, I could tell there wasn't Nolan in the video. But like I continue saying, why we should believe y'all when Mama Love, the pops, and the loved ones that been around Nolan every day gave birth to this kid. They didn't confirm that that wasn't Nolan in the video. They saying that that shit is being investigated. Mama Love would have been did a press conference saying, yo, for the public, we seen the video. That's not my son. We confirmed it. The coach gonna come out and say, yeah, right away. Yeah, that wasn't Nolan. How? And you're not even a head coach. You're the goddamn assistant coach. The head coach is white, according to the information that everybody got. Shout out to the head coach over there, but I rather would have heard from him than you, to be honest. Man, that shit bullshit. I'm telling you, that coach. Oh, I still got that interview too, to be honest. That dude was terrible. Let's continue with this guy, though. Smash that. How many likes we got, man? Let's get 400 likes, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel.
You were the. There was a perceived fight. People, this is the thing that gets me, and I want to you clarify this. When I saw the video that they put out on the internet claiming that Nolan was saying, "Give me my effing phone back," the coach came out. Nolan's coach came out and said immediately he knew it wasn't Nolan's voice, and obviously it wasn't Nolan's voice because you were the one
Yeah,
that
that's
was
me yelling. Yeah.
in there yelling. You got into an altercation with somebody. What happened after that? Like, put me in your place where the fight is over, whatever happened. Nolan is somewhere, you're somewhere, you're hanging out. And when was the last time that you saw Nolan before you left Horn Island?
So after the fight, I didn't stay on Horror Island much longer. So the objective, so I was really upset. So with you hearing me yelling, my uncle had told me to get on the boat and wouldn't let me back off the boat. Obviously, I was really mad and I wanted to fight, wanted to get up. What wasn't smart, man. Mm-hmm. And so I was on the boat, I'm yelling, and shortly after that, I left the island. I left probably 30 to 45 minutes after I got into a fight. We started to pack up and left because I was so upset. As Javon mentions, that they were ready to get me back to land because I was really mad. I was genuinely really mad. But the last time I saw Nolan, I was walking to the boat. This was before the fight. It's me and my old lady. We had just got out of a group of people. Nolan was walking towards Wyatt's boat. I was walking in the opposite direction towards my boat. And I dabbed Nolan up. I made a slick comment about something, actually about the girl that he was with. I made a slick comment to him. Us joking around, and I kept going. And not even 10 minutes after that is when I got into a fight.
I'm very curious what the slick comment he said about the girl that Nolan was with. Obviously, it's got to be Katie because her name is splurs all in his goddamn story. I want to know, little Trey, what slick word you said about him being with Katie? Because we heard Warren said, bro, you crazy. And where I come from, when you say, bro, you crazy, that don't mean that it's something good about it. It means that she got a little luggage that when you deal with her, yeah, she got some luggage too. You're going to have to deal with a little bit of problems when you're dealing with her. Where I come from, when you tell a homie, like, man, you know, you bugged out dealing with that, nigga. I mean, you already know what come with that. Fellas, am I lying? Fellas, am I lying? You go to your home and you see a girl, you be like, man, you look at him like this, boy. You know her baby daddy be wilding, right? You know her baby daddy be bugging out. You know her ex-boyfriend, that nigga, know what I mean? You know he kind of tender. That nigga, you don't play about her. That where I come from, that's when we say when we look at a homie dealing with a girl, we be like, man, boy, you crazy, man. You better leave that girl alone. Cause that girl come with problems. The girl come with problems. So when Warren said that, I want to know what slick word that you said to Nolan about the female he was with. Because I'm starting to think you say the same thing. Man, you dealing with her? Man, Nolan, you crazy. Where I come from, that's what that terms mean. When you hugged up over there with a female, one of your homies or associate friend come by and see you and be like, yo, like you bugged out dealing with that, man. You know what comes with that, right? You know what comes with that female, right? That part. That shit come with cuckoo, a nigga bugging out, nigga tender D all like he gonna come and fight you for that female, all types of shit. And I could see somebody probably like that over Katie. Cause why would Warren say that shit? Out of all the females, why we say that about Katie? Bro, you crazy. Y'all tell me what other term that shit mean. That mean, boy, you crazy. You know what comes with that. You know when you deal with her, you know what comes with that when you dealing with that girl, Katie. That's what that shit mean, bro. Crazy and problems. Facts. Shout out to Mississippi Coffee. Crazy and problems. That's why both of them said something to him, allegedly, according to them. And I'm very curious on what Little Trey said, though. He probably said the same thing. Let's continue, though.
I do up. I made a slick comment and left because I was. So with you hear me yelling, my uncle had told me to get on the boat and wouldn't let me back off the boat. Obviously, I was really mad and I wanted to fight, wanted to get up. What wasn't smart, man. Mm. And so I was on the boat, I'm yelling, and shortly after that, I left the island. I left probably 30 to 45 minutes after I got into a fight. We started to pack up and left because I was so upset. As Javon mentions, that they were ready to get me back to land because I was really mad. I was genuinely really mad. But the last time I saw Nolan, I was walking to the boat. This was before the fight. It's me and my old lady. We had just got out of a group of people. Nolan was walking towards Wyatt's boat. I was walking in the opposite direction towards my boat. And I dabbed Nolan up. I made a slick comment about something, actually about the girl that he was with. I made a slick comment to him. I was joking around, and I kept going. And not even 10 minutes after that is when I got into a fight. The last thing I told Nolan was, all right, buddy, I love you. See you later. And I'm glad I said it. I had been under the influence a little bit, and that's probably why I did say it at the time, just, getting all lovey-dovey. But I'm at peace I said it. I'm glad I said it. That was my last encounter with Nolan. Just telling him I love him.
Did you have any, so you leave the island, did you have any encounters or association?
Hey, Maz, do me a favor. Anybody promoting anybody other channel? Because I ain't getting no promotion when I was coming up building my channel. Now, ain't nobody promote Smoke News TV. I don't care if they channel bigger than mine. They don't, obviously, if your channel got 500-something thousand subscribers, 100-something thousand subscribers, you don't need none of your mods coming over here trying to promote your channel, trying to put that in my chat. Hey, mods, you see anybody trying to promote somebody's channel, please do me a favor. Get them out of here. Because I ain't getting no promotion when I was building mine. I ain't seen nobody going on anybody else's channel. Yo, Smoke News TV had the ill scoop last night. You know what I mean? I ain't seen none of that shit. So I ain't tolerating none of that either. Not for nothing, respectfully. So shout out to everybody with their platforms, but y'all wasn't rocking with me. So y'all see anybody promoting anybody's channel, get them out of here, bro. I just had to do it respectfully. Because this is about the second time they doing this. I let it slide the first night last night. I let that shit slide all day yesterday. We're not going to continue doing this. Then when I go to the channel, I mean, they got about 200-something thousand subscribers to me. What the hell you coming to my little channel for? Hello? Man, get them out of here, bro. We over here with 50,000. We trying to build up. 51 right now, 52. Come on, man. We on the way to 60,000. Let's continue, though, man. You be bugging me out with that, man. I be looking like, man, what's wrong with these people? Once you go to their chat, and once you go to their comment, be like, yo, shout out to Smoke News TV. He be giving you shout outs. Once you go tell them that, every content I played, I give them a shout out. Niggas is bugged out, man. Yo, mods, man. You see anybody promote, man, please get them out of here on any other channel, respectfully.
These phones.
The last thing I told Nolan was, all right, buddy, I love you. See you later. And I'm glad I said it. I had been under the influence a little bit, and that's probably why I did say at the time, just, you know, getting all lovey-dovey. But I'm at peace. I said it. I'm glad I said it. That was my last encounter with Nolan. Just telling him I love him.
Did you have any? So you leave the island. Did you have any encounters or association with these phones, with the keys? Did you have any connection to any of that?
I did not. So what I know, Warren started. I got my first phone call from Warren at about 9:20. I didn't answer it. I was asleep. I'd been on the boat all day. I didn't feel like going to party anymore. I went to bed. So I was not. So what I was telling him I love him.
Did you have any? So you leave the island. Did you have any encounters or association with these phones?
So he's saying he left the island before. Hold on, he got me confused. Did he leave the island before Wyatt and them? Before Warren, or he left the island right after that? Because if you think about it, Trey's saying that he left the island too, right? So when you see Nolan, was Warren and them already gone? Because according to Warren, he always remembered that 3 o'clock. Can y'all agree? He always remembered that 3 o'clock. Yeah, you know, last time I seen Nolan was at 3 o'clock. When's the last time you seen Nolan? Last time I seen Nolan was at 3 o'clock. When's the last time you seen Nolan? Last time Nolan I seen 3 o'clock. When's the last time you seen Nolan? Last time I seen Nolan was at 3 o'clock. I mean, Warren know exactly what time he seen Nolan. But why little Trey don't know though? Because I'm curious. The last time you seen Nolan, was Warren and Wyatt at 4:30? Was they gone already? And Nolan was chilling over there with Katie? I'm confused. I'm confused. I want to know what time last time he seen Warren, because last time he seen Nolan, because Warren, he know the exact time last time he seen Nolan, 3 o'clock. But Trey don't give us no timeline. He don't give us no timeline. So the last time you seen Nolan, you was walking, you left the island. But when you left the island, was Wyatt and Warren them already gone? And Nolan was there by himself with Katie, I guess. But you probably didn't realize that by the time you left. I don't know. I'm just asking. The whole question is, nigga. The whole question is, Lil Trey, what time you left? And did Warren and Wyatt already left when you left, or you left before them? I'm very curious about that. Go back, Smoke. He first said he stayed with them together all day. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He said he stood with them from the beginning they got there at 11 o'clock. They got there about 11 something. He said he stood with them from all day. He said, then he called himself and said he left. He said he left. He said he left away from them 20 minutes before they left. Let me go back to what I said, because I ain't gonna go all the way back. Trey said that once they arrived to the island by 11 something, he already hooked up with them because he saved them a spot or some shit to go park their boat. So they was already in connections. They was already in cahoons on the phones and all that. So he said, I was around them all day. He said, the only time I wasn't around them, 20 minutes before they left. Chat, am I lying? He clearly said that. He clearly said that. He changed his story to leaving 20 minutes after his fight. Exactly. So he said, but 20 minutes before Warren and Wyatt left, he said he was already gone. So he said, I left 20 minutes before they left from them. What? So what time last time you seen Nolan then? Because according to Warren said, yeah, last time I seen Nolan was at 3 o'clock. So what time you left then, Lil Trey? This shit crazy, bro. Somebody said between 3 to 4:30 is when they allegedly unalived though. I hear you, CJ. Smoke, you're not lying, but he is. That's a fact. This shit crazy. You said you was with them all day from 11 all the way till 20 minutes before they left. Is when you separated yourself from them. Yeah, they making my head hurt too. This case is crazy. Trey was drunk, started a fight, and left. So they not so so what? And left so the got Nolan instead. That's what I was saying, Slay. Thank you. I really believe, bro. Cause I know I could see this little dude is a troublemaker too, little Trey. He's a hothead. I ain't gonna say a troublemaker, but he a hothead. You can tell, especially when he drink. That white boy probably come out. I think all these little altercations they got into, bro, is either they hurt him, or the other people ended up coming back, getting some get back, and they just went on top of Nolan. And they left him on the island. Maybe the people that Trey was about to get in a fight with, we don't. That's what I'm saying, because y'all gotta understand. If his own friends didn't do nothing to him, they know the people that did. Y'all understand my drip now? They know the people that harmed Nolan if somebody actually did a crime on him. They know them folks. I guarantee you they all know each other. But it's hard to pick, man, because it's like, why would they lawyer up less than 24 hours? That's the confused part. Because I'm not gonna lawyer up less than 24 hours, and I know that a bunch of group that I know of, they was the ones that actually put their hands on Nolan. Not us, but we know them boys. We know them. I mean, they are buddies too, whatever. But why would y'all lawyer up? Y'all ain't do nothing. Y'all innocent. Them other group of kids did something to Nolan. That's the confused part. So now when you think about it, if you think another group of kids did something, but his friend's the one that lawyered up 24 hours, less than 24 hours. Nobody else we heard lawyered up. The other group of friends that we allegedly saying that Nolan might have got in a fight with, nobody that we know of. So that's why we got to backtrack and look at Nolan's friends. Like, what the hell is y'all hiding? Y'all get what I'm saying now? This shit crazy, yo. Because you're not going to lawyer up less than 24 hours for no reason, yo. And you telling me, yeah, we had to lawyer up because the other guys that we know, those are guys that harmed Nolan, so we was afraid. What was y'all afraid of? Y'all ain't touched Nolan. The other guys touched Nolan. Nah. There's too many loops in this shit. There's too many holes in this shit. Pause. Let's continue, though. You ain't gonna lawyer up right away if you feel like you innocent, bro. And that's your boy. That's the other side that made me confused. Like, why the hell they lawyered up so quick?
He's
getting all lovey-dovey, but I'm at peace. I said it. I'm glad I said it. That was my last encounter with Nolan. I was telling him I love him.
Did you have any? So you leave the island. Did you have any encounters or association with these phones, with the keys? Did you have any connection to any of that?
I did not. So what I know, Warren started. I got my first phone call from Warren at about 9:20. I didn't answer it. I was asleep. I'd been on the boat all day. I didn't feel like going to party anymore. I went to bed. So I got my first phone call about 9:20, and I didn't wake up again until a little after 11 o'clock. And that.
Remember when Warren said he got up by 9 o'clock? They was resting at their buddy's house. Warren said, yeah, we went to my buddy's house. We rest over there, got a little eat. Then, we figured we go to these girls' house to go watch the fireworks. That's what Warren said. He said he got up by 9-ish too. So Warren got up by 9-ish and you got up by 9:20. What a coincidence, right? Let's continue.
So that was my last encounter with Nolan. And not even 10 minutes after that is when I got into a fight. Old lady, we had just got out of I made a slick comment about something, actually about the girl that he. And I'm glad I said it. I had been under the influence a little bit, and that's probably why I did say it at the time, just, getting all lovey-dovey, but I'm at peace. I said it. I'm glad I said it. That was my last encounter with Nolan. Just telling him I love him.
Did you have any? So you leave the island. Did you have any encounters or association with these phones, with the keys? Did you have any connection to any of
So,
that?
I did not. So what I know, Warren started. I got my first phone call from Warren at about 9:20. I didn't answer it. I was asleep. I'd been on the boat all day. I didn't feel like going to party anymore. I went to bed. So I got my first phone call about 9:20, and I didn't wake up again until a little after 11 o'clock, and that was to my brother coming in the room being like, "Hey, Warren's trying to get a hold of you. You need to answer the phone. They're looking for Nolan." And I'm half awake, and I pick up the phone. And by this time, nobody had came to the house to grab anything. And Warren gets on the phone, and he's just like, "Hey, man," he was like, "Hey, have you talked to Nolan? Anything else?" I was like, "No, I haven't talked to him, man. He was with that girl last time I knew." And he was like, "Okay." He was like, "Man, we can't get a hold of him. We don't know where he's at." And I was like, "Man, it's Nolan. He's probably just out somewhere with that girl. Like, get a hold of the girl, you'll probably find Nolan. It's no big deal." And he was like, "All right." He was like, "But we're starting to freak out. We're getting on the phone with Coast Guard." I was like, "Okay." And at that time, he had already talked to his mom, Nolan's mom, and he was getting on the phone with the Coast Guard. And I'd called. I need to be specific about this. I did not call Warren.
You know you done effed up, right? You know you done effed up, right? You know you effed up, right? Why y'all just ain't make it simple and call Katie? Hey, get in touch with the girl, whatever. So, did anybody ever call Katie? Because for some strange reason, every time when Katie get involved in this, get in touch with the girl, they skip that part and they go to something else, the Coast Guard. No. Did anybody call Katie and wonder where's the hell's Nolan at? Because obviously Katie and her group of friends or father, cousin, brother, whatever was out there, they know where Nolan at. Why, when it get to that point, they skip it and always talk about, yeah, we called the Coast Guard. No, we want to know what happened after you and Warren said, because Warren said Katie texted his friend. I think the next day or later on that night was texting a friend, texting his friend to tell on, yeah, Nolan was a nice guy, and then they skipped the subject. Now this one comes to this point. Yeah, I was on the phone with my man and shit. My buddy was like, yeah, why don't you just call the girl? So obviously y'all got contact with the girl. Y'all know the girl, y'all know her number, y'all know her family, y'all know her relative, y'all know somebody that know Katie. So why y'all ain't just call her right away? And why we don't hear the results on what she said? Like, what did she tell y'all? We never get that information for some strange reason, bro. What the hell Katie told y'all? Everybody know Katie and know how to get in contact, but nobody can tell us what the hell she told y'all. Y'all doing an interview. Can we hear what Katie told y'all? Yeah, Nolan was over here, but he was over there with another female. We're like, what did she tell y'all? Did she ain't tell you nothing? This shit crazy. This shit don't make no sense, bro. Let's continue.
It's no big deal. And he, "Hey, man," he was like, "Hey, have you coming in the room being like, hey, Warren's trying to get a hold of you. You need to answer the phone. They're looking for Nolan." And I'm half awake, and I pick up the phone. And by this time, nobody had came to the house to grab anything. And Warren gets on the phone, and he's just like, "Hey, man," he was like, "Hey, have you talked to Nolan? Anything else?" I was like, "No, I haven't talked to him, man. He was with that girl last time I knew." And he was like, "Okay." He was like, "Man, we can't get a hold of him. We don't know where he's at." And I was like, "Man, it's Nolan. He's probably just out somewhere with that girl. Like, get a hold of the girl, you'll probably find Nolan. It's no big deal." And he was like, "All right." He was like, "But we're starting to freak out. We're getting on the phone with Coast Guard." I was like, "Okay." And at that,
Oh, so he tells Warren or Wyatt, whoever called them, he told them to get in touch with the girl. I don't know. But you don't know the girl either? Let's continue.
He had already talked to her, and he was like, all right. He was like, but we're starting to freak out. We're getting on the phone with Coast Guard. I was like, okay. And at that time, he had already talked to his mom, Nolan's mom, and he was getting on the phone with the Coast Guard. And I'd called. I need to be specific about this. I did not call Warren's phone. I called another one of our buddies' phone, and it was on speakerphone. They were all together. I was talking on my other buddy's phone, talking to Warren. He was dialing Coast Guard because he hung up the phone and was like, hey, this is them, bye, and hung up the phone. And that was the last time I talked to him until the next morning when we all decided, well, when I woke up about 7 o'clock that morning, we had all decided that we were going to go out on the boat and go look for Nolan. Wyatt had already had his boat still in the water. We took that boat out. It was
what day are we talking?
That's Sunday morning.
Sunday morning on the 6th. The 5th?
So it was Saturday the 4th was the 4th of July. Mm-hmm. The 5th was Sunday. We were on the water from 9:45 to 11:50, 12 o'clock era, about lunchtime. Mm-hmm. While we were on the water, we talked to a rescue guy, and he told us to get off the water and said that they kind of had the island and the water under control. That's the professionals, man.
Yeah.
They told us Saturday the 4th. When I woke up about 7 o'clock that morning, we had all decided that we were going to go out on the boat and go look for Nolan. Wyatt had already had his boat still in the water. We took that boat out. It was
what day are we talking?
That's Sunday morning.
Sunday morning on the 6th. The 5th?
So it was Saturday the 4th was the 4th of July. Mm-hmm. The 5th was Sunday. We were on the water from 9:45 to 11:50, 12 o'clock era, about lunchtime. Mm-hmm. While we were on the water, we talked to a rescue guy, and he told us to get off the water and said that they kind of had the island and the water under control. That's the professionals, man.
Yeah.
They told us to get on social media and find out any information we can. And by that time, we had already talked to a good amount of people out there. So it just made sense. So we went back in and we concluded our search and started the search off socials and started sharing everything we could and try to get a hold of anybody that could have talked to Nolan, that Nolan possibly would have reached out to. And that led into the night. It led all night long. I didn't sleep at all.
So, because I was curious about them. Remember I always said that? Why they didn't contact everybody else they know on the island that was there? You know you done effed up, huh? You know you done effed up, huh? You know you effed up, huh? Bro, you telling me that y'all knew mad people that was on the island when y'all left. Warren them left, y'all left, and nobody ain't see Nolan on the island. The sun is still up. Sun will come down by 9 o'clock. What we talking about here? Warren and Wyatt them left at 4:30. What time did you leave? According to you, you left pretty around about the same time, probably or after. There's plenty of sunshine going on for several hours. Plenty of party going on. Plenty of radio going on. Plenty of drinking still going on. There's plenty of sunshine going on until 9 o'clock. So by the time y'all left, it was partying still going on for about 4 hours before the sun come down. And you telling me that y'all know all them people on the island that y'all reached out and nobody ain't got a clue? Nobody got a clue.
That's the professionals, man. The July, the 5th was Sunday. We were on the water.
Yeah.
They told us to get on social media and find out any information we can. And by that time, we had already talked to a good amount of people out there. He said they talked to a good amount of people out there, not on the land, out there. Out there mean y'all on the island. But I'm confused.
There's still sunshine and brightness going on the island. You can see everybody. Unless something happened and somebody's covering up. Remember, there's a lot of boats on the docks. It's a lot of boats lined up. It's a lot of people out there. And you call the amount of a lot of people that y'all knew what was out there already when y'all left that stood out there and nobody ain't got a clue. That shit doesn't make no sense to me. I'm just sorry. Let's continue.
So it just made sense. So guy, and he told from 9:45 to 11:50, 12 o'clock era, about lunchtime. While we were on the water, we talked to a rescue guy, and he told us to get off the water and said that they kind of had the island and the water under control. That's the professionals, man.
Yeah.
They told us to get on social media and find out any information we can. And by that time, we had already talked to a good amount of people out there. So it just made sense. So we went back in and we concluded our search and started the search off socials and started sharing everything we could and try to get a hold of anybody that could have talked to Nolan, that Nolan possibly would have reached out to. And that led into the night. It led all night long. I didn't sleep at all Sunday. Monday, I was up at 5 a.m. I was putting fuel in our boat at 6. I got told that we were taking out another boat to Chandelier at 7. So I put my boat back on the lift, and I went to McDonald's, and I got the news after.
Remember when Warren said he went to McDonald's too? Remember when Warren said he went to McDonald's, he's with a friend of his in the car when he got the same news? I'm assuming they was together. They both went to McDonald's then. Y'all remember when Warren said he went to McDonald's? And then he said, yo, that's how I got the news. I was in the car with my buddy, and I broke down to my buddy, the guy that was with him in the car. This is exactly what Warren said. So now he said the same thing. He said he went to McDonald's, but he didn't say who he went to McDonald's with. I'm assuming he went with Warren because Warren went to McDonald's that same day too for some strange reason. They both went to McDonald's. Not saying everybody can't get nothing to eat, but goddamn, if I got a friend missing on the island, I ain't got time for no McDonald's. Let's start there. Grab me something to eat in the kitchen, make me a little quick sandwich. We up out of here, man. We gotta go find a homie. Who he was with? They was together. Warren said he went to McDonald's. Yeah, shout out. Yeah, E remember that shit. Warren said, yeah, I went to McDonald's that morning because my stepfather was ready to get the boats together. Remember he said his stepfather was getting the boats together? Warren? Then he called Jack. Remember it was some guy named Jack, another unlocked character, Jack, and 2 others went to go look for him. So now he said he went to McDonald's too, right? So what, you had a little meeting at McDonald's or something? What's going on? Can't make this shit up, y'all. You can't make, like E said, they was together. They probably was together. He said, so why go to Mac when your friend is missing? That part. Like E said, exactly. They was together. Warren went to McDonald's. He went to McDonald's. They went to McDonald's together. But Warren never mentioned who he broke down in the car with and who he went to McDonald's with. He never mentioned that other individual. But it's just a coincidence. He do the interview. He mentioned McDonald's too. I guess everybody went to McDonald's the next following morning while your boy missing, right? Let's continue, though.
McDonald's. I didn't sleep at all Sunday. Monday, I was up at 5 a.m. I was putting fuel in our boat at 6. I got told that we were taking out another boat to Chandelier at 7. So I put my boat back on the lift, and I went to McDonald's, and then I got the news after I left McDonald's that his body was found. So it was already a plan that we were going and searching and trying to do everything we possibly can. And that's all I wanted to do. Is I wasn't there to help him out in his last minutes, but now I feel like as a friend and as one of my guys, man, I do everything in my power to help now. And that's why I have reached out to the family. I have donated to the family, and I have giving them just your normal death gifts, I would say, as you pay your respects. And
do you think Benjamin Crump being involved in this case made it better or worse?
100,000 times percent worse. Because why on the Tuesday after where has your civil rights been broken? Where has it been shown? You brought Benjamin Crump to stir up a community that's already tight knit.
I'm my bald head. I gotta get a little tan. I mean, I'm a little white up on top of the head. I gotta get a little tan, man. I can't believe this shit. Yeah, you brought Ben Crump because our community is tight knit. Like what? Boy, you only 18 years old, 19 years old. How the hell you know? You hear how he sound? He sound like a politician, right? Am I tripping? He sound like it sound like he's up there like trying to run for a politician position or something. Like, yeah, our community's already tightening. We ain't need Ben Crump down here. We ain't need this down there. I don't know why on Mama Love and them brought him down here. What the hell you mean why you don't know Mama Love and them brought him down there? Let me remind you. Because of the history of Mississippi, Mama Love felt like it's something strange going on. The way everything went down, the way y'all was chilling at the house, but when they went and got the phone, the way y'all was chilling, watching TV in the dark. When Javon mom and the boys came over there, y'all just chilling in the house, whatever, acting like nothing happened, taking y'all 15 minutes to go find the phone and find the keys. That's a tight family. That's what you telling me? That's a tight group y'all got going over there while your boy missing on the island? No, you know what I would have been doing? Running out the house with Mama Love friend, Javon mother, and we all going to go look for that nigga. Everybody that's in the house, including everybody that came to the house to come to get the keys and the phone, all of us going out there. There's no reason why y'all should have been chilling in the goddamn dark watching TV. Nah, that's not a tight group. We ain't trying to hear that. And the DA and everybody else, they not even dropping an autopsy. So what the hell you know about a tight group? Can't make this shit up, man. This kid acting like he running for a position in the politician on. Yeah, I don't know why Ben Crump came down here. They trying to figure out what's going on. Don't you want to know what happened to your boy that you met when you first got there at ninth grade and Nolan put you under the wing? Don't you want to know what happened to him? You look at him like a big brother, right? Let's continue. This dude bugged out, man.
Yeah, we might not be best friends.
Benjamin Crump being involved in this case made it better or worse?
100.
Come on, gang. Let's get 500 likes in the building, man. We've been here about an hour and 40 minutes, man. Let's reach 500 likes. Let's get them 500 likes. Let's continue.
1,000 times percent worse. Because why on the Tuesday after where has your civil rights been broken? Where has it been shown? You brought Benjamin Crump to stir up a community that's already tight knit. Yeah, we might not be best friends with everybody, but I promise if you're talking about Ocean Springs as a whole, Ocean Springs is going to have Ocean Springs back 110%. We back each other. Everybody I've seen, we back each other. And for them to push this narrative and really push it just shows me is like you have no idea who you're dealing with or who you're messing with. And I think he's taking yeah, we back each other. Everybody I've seen, we back each other. But I promise if you're talking about Ocean Springs as a whole, Ocean Springs is going to have Ocean Springs back 110%. Stir up a community that's already tight knit. Yeah.
I want y'all to look at his eyes when he starts saying that. Yo, this kid eye go like this. I'm telling you as a whole, Ocean Springs gonna have an Ocean Springs, but What the hell you mean by that? Peep this out. Look at his eye. Look at his face expression when he's saying this part right here.
You might not be best friends with everybody, but I promise, if you're talking about Ocean Springs as a whole, Ocean Springs is going to have Ocean Springs back, 110%. We back each other. Everybody I've seen, we back each other. And for them to push this narrative and really push it just shows me is like you have no idea who you're dealing with or who you're messing with. And I think he's taking the grieving parents and manipulating and turning this and making it sound all bad, because nothing's like that at all. No.
Have you gotten death threats? Or, you know, because I know that the other young men that I spoke to about this, especially the white young men, they're getting all kind of death threats. They're being accused of killing Nolan. Did you get the same backlash and threats that some of those guys have gotten?
Yes, I've gotten the death threats per se, but I've also gotten the threats along the lines of where it's like I've been cast out of the black community. I've been called white. I've been called a wetback. All these things. I've been sent photos of me and my grandmother, and they've been told that she's the devil. She's just looking for the time to kill you. You need to be careful and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, man, if y'all want to know the story, the only people that's showed up for me in my whole life has been my white side of my family. So for y'all to sit there and drag their name and to drag me down, and I'm supposed to be one of y'all, and you're supposed to have my back, and we're supposed to be in this together, and it's really eye-opening.
Did it shock you that it turned this way? Meaning that, you know, you see everything happen. Nolan was your friend. From all the young men I talked to, it seemed like Nolan was the life of the party. Everybody loved Nolan. He gets along with everybody. Everybody's cool. And everybody feels like Nolan made them feel like everybody's his best friend, right? I mean, everybody felt connected to Nolan. Were you shocked that it turned like this? I mean, where this community was tight-knit, Nolan's friend group was tight. He ends up losing his life in an unfortunate situation, which nobody knows exactly what happened. Did it shock you that it turned into some racial thing?
Yes, racial, I do agree.
Yo, this boy blamed the black community like crazy, bro. I swear, like, how you gonna blame the black community and all this? You don't think the other side doing the same thing? There's white people that care too on Little Trey. You know that, right? There's actually a white culture out there that actually care about this case, and they actually they route and they rooting just like everybody else. The black community to find out the truth, even if we just want to know the truth. But for you to try to be like, yeah, you know, they look down on me, this and that, and you know what I mean, the black community, you know, like, yo, bro, what is wrong with you? Because the way you was raised, you can't blame us the way you was raised. Hello, like, how that? Oh, yo, this kid, I told you, he had an identity crisis growing up. He was trying to figure out which side to fit. He said he was raised by his white side. But I don't know. I guess he had a problem growing up with the black certain parts down there and down south. I don't know what's going on. But shout out to you, Little Trey. But for you to blame the black community and all this is crazy to me. That's the way you was raised in that house, Trey. That's the way you was raised in your household. Because you speaking like that. Hear yourself speak. Look at the words you're using. Look at the tone you're using when you use certain words. It's the way you was raised in your house, Trey. Let's continue, though.
It going famous or going viral, that part didn't shock me. Thinking about it and being honest, like, that's not a surprise because everybody didn't love Nolan. Especially around here, everybody loved Nolan. So for people to repost that, they know Nolan. I mean, they know he did not have one hateful thing in his heart. And racism, no. That was a shock. That was a complete shock from his mom and from his stepdad. Like, that's a shock. That's an utter.
His mom and them never came out and said it was a racist case. That's a shock. That's just utter. That's just, that's just not right. His mama loving him never came out in the press conference and said it was a racist thing in the beginning, before Ben Crump and them even came. I never heard Mama Love said it's a racist case. They hiding something. She never said that. So one thing she said that it's more to it, and she just want to find the truth out. She want a fair investigation like every other fair kid besides Nolan in that town, in that state. They would have had a fair investigation also if it was the other way around. That's the only thing Mama Love said. I clearly remember that. I never heard her and her husband said, "Yo, this is racist. I don't agree with this. We grew up here in Mississippi. We know how it get down." But they never said that. Mama Love never went up there like, "Oh my God, I know how this town gets. This is racist." She never did that. She was crying about how y'all carried the case. And she just wanted a fair investigation. And y'all ain't give her that. The first thing Mama Love said when she got on that mic, man, shout out to Mama. The first thing she said, like, it was strange when they first found the body and the sheriff said it wasn't no crime involved. That's when she knew something was wrong. She clearly said that on plenty of these platforms. I remember I played it plenty of times. She said that's when she grew suspicious. Like, what you mean? Because she was going to trust them. She's like, what you mean it wasn't no crime involved? Nah, do a fair investigation. They wasn't doing that. So here comes Ben Crump and Al Sharpton. You can't blame them coming down there. Mama Love ain't got shit to do with that. Let's continue. This dude is a hit. Yo, something wrong with this dude, man. Little Trey, you bugged out for real.
Because it's like he did not have one hateful thing in his heart. And racism, no. That was a shock. That was a complete shock from his mom and from his stepdad. Like, that's a shock. That's an utter shock because it's like, first off, I don't know how to word this. Nolan wasn't fully black. Nolan's mixed. Nolan has a little bit of Asian in him. You don't hear that though.
Yo, I know this kid ain't just said that, right? He said Nolan wasn't fully black. He got a little bit of Asian in him. But you don't hear nothing about, yo, Nolan is unalive. This ain't about you, bro. Yo, this kid had an identity crisis growing up. I keep telling y'all. He was confused in life. He said Nolan wasn't black. He was half Asian. Why nobody speaking about that? Why would we speak about that? Now you bringing in the racist thing. Why are you speaking about that? We speaking about what really happened to your so-called friend, right? That's your best friend, right? Nolan wasn't black. He was half Asian. Why y'all ain't talking about that? Why would we talk about that? This kid's something else. You something else, man. You absolutely is something. Yo, yeah. I see why Mom and Love ain't one Nolan around you. I see why. That's why you say, "Oh no, she don't know me. I'm in pictures and everything." Because Mama Love seen this type of shit in you. That's why. Yeah. And probably more too that we don't know about. Allegedly. Let's continue. This kid is bugged out.
You don't. That's that's an utter shock because it's like, first off, I don't know how to word this.
Come on, gang. Let's get 500 likes in the building. We got 478 likes, man. Let's get 500 likes. Smash that like button, man. Let's get 500, man. Come on.
Nolan wasn't fully black. Nolan's mixed. Nolan has a little bit of Asian in him. You don't hear that though. You don't. So to turn it as like somebody's harping down on Nolan because of the color of his skin, you don't know us. You don't know our community. It's crazy that people are just running with a lie. And it's so easy for people to believe it from the outside looking into Mississippi's history, per se. But it's like, you're looking at history. Let's go to each state's history. I bet they're not the best with black people. Like, people change. You learn history so you don't repeat it. Everybody knows that.
What's the craziest lie that you've seen floating around there about this situation? I know there's a lot of mysterious things, but like, what to you, what's the craziest thing that you've heard somebody say about this?
That my buddy in the photo was his lover. That was wild. That's been the utmost craziest, because it's like, what? Like, where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
I mean, also the lies of just how racist Mississippi is, or how racist the coast is, and Ocean Springs, and yeah, no, you don't know this, man. Like, you have no idea. And what I thought was crazy lie from the beginning was he's the only black person on the boat. He's the only black person on the island. No, not at all. Like, not. I mean, also the lies of just how racist Mississippi is, or how racist the coast is, and Ocean Springs, and yeah, no, you don't know this, man. Like, you have no idea. And what I thought was crazy lie from the beginning was he's the only black person on the boat. He's the only black person on the island. No, not at all. Like, not once. Like, where'd you get this background information from?
How many people are on that island from your vantage point?
On the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Thousands? 13 miles.
And nobody know nothing? Hold up. How many people you thought? How many people in your eyes? I'm gonna say what Taylor. How many people think in your eyes that that was on the island? Thousands? Thousands? And thousands don't know what happened to Nolan? You don't know what happened. You don't want to know what happened to your friend? Or do you know what happened to your friend, but you just holding it back and you trying to, protect your buddies? Because you want to be down so bad. You brainwashed, Trey. I ain't going to hold you, man. You brainwashed to the fullest. I need to bring you, we need to take you to a little project, little couple hoods down there, drop you off about 30 days, 60 days. Oh, you'll get that black in you. You'll get some type of black soul in you. We ain't even got to drop you off in the hood. We just got to put you around some good brothers, man. You'll get some soul in you. You'll get some soul in you, because you from down south. So I know your black side got some good soul in them. Because you ain't got that shit at all, little Trey. What is wrong with you, champ? Yo, this kid is brainwashed to the fullest, man. I swear to God, this kid is brainwashed, boy. He talk about there ain't no history of racism in Mississippi. Boy, where you was at? What time you was born? You better go to the library. You in Mississippi, go to one of them goddamn libraries, sit down there for about 5 days. You'll know all the history about Mississippi. I ain't got to explain it to you. Yeah, it's man, this kid is, yo, bro, I can't, bro. This kid crazy. Let's continue, man. Shout out to Miss Special and everybody, man. You probably don't eat no you probably don't eat no baked macaroni and cheese, none of that shit, no greens, none of that shit, no yams, none of that good shit. You get that straight bullshit on your side, man. Salt and pepper, nigga. And they going on TikTok trying to figure out what other flavor they could throw that shit on. Yo, they got to Trey, man. Trey, they got you, little man. No wonder why you hate the black community, allegedly. And everything I say is alleged.
Like, I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of boats on the boat. He's the only black person on the island. No, not at all. Like, not once. Like, where'd you get this background information from?
How many people are on that island from your vantage point?
On the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Thousands? 13 miles? Like, I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of boats that are carrying minimum 4 to 8, 9 people. Like, I'm talking like on the lower end, man. We're talking about smaller vessels here. Man, if I had to take a rough estimate in my area of the island that I was in, 400, 500 people easy. If I'm taking an actual estimate, about 400 to 500 people easy. In our group, and the group of, I would say, young adults that were in the group with Nolan Wells, 100, 150, 200 people.
You just let them talk. But nobody knows nothing. Nobody know if he drowned. Nobody know if he was swimming and he needed help. Nobody don't know if he was struggling in the water. Nobody don't know if he was involved in a fight. Nobody don't know nothing. Everybody just know that they seen him with Katie. That's it. But you just clearly came out your mouth, Little Trey, say among the group of Nolan Wells, his group that he came with 3 boats deep. He said, yeah, easily 150, about 100-something people, 150. And nobody know nothing. Even if they ain't even do nothing, nobody know nothing. That's the key word. Nobody knows nothing. We not saying it's a crime. Okay, X the crime away. Let's throw the crime allegations away. Let's just throw that shit away for a few seconds. It's hundreds of people among his group and nobody know nothing. If he drowned, if he needed help in the water, anything, nobody knows nothing. Make that shit make sense, bro. You just clearly heard it from this kid mouth. Yeah, it was hundreds of people among his group. You said among Nolan Wells' group. Wyatt, Warren, Nolan, everybody else that we don't know about. Warren little brothers. Remember Warren little brother came over there with his little group? Remember Warren said he got in a fight with his little brother and his group, whatever? Warren said his brother got in a fight, so they group too. Nobody knows nothing. Let's continue. This shit crazy.
X. And
Do you think Benjamin Crump
we back each other. Everybody.
accused of killing Nolan? Did you get the same backlash and threat?
I've been called a wetback.
Did it shock you that it turned this way? Meaning that, you see everything happen. Nolan was your friend. He ends up losing his life in an unfortunate situation.
That part didn't shock me. Thinking about it and being honest.
He ends up losing his life in an unfortunate situation, which nobody knows exactly what happened. Did it shock you that it turned into some racial thing?
Yes, racial, I do agree. Now, it going famous or going viral, that part didn't shock me. Thinking about it and being honest, like, that's not a surprise because everybody did love Nolan. Especially around here, everybody loved Nolan. So for people to repost that, they know Nolan. I mean, they know he did not have one hateful thing in his heart. And racism, no. That was a shock. That was a complete shock. I don't know how to word this. Nolan wasn't fully black. Nolan's mixed. Nolan has a little bit of Asian in him. You don't hear that, though. You don't. So to turn it as like somebody's harping down on Nolan because of the color of his skin, you don't know us. You don't know our community. It's crazy that people are just running with a lie. And it's so easy for people to believe it from the outside, looking into Mississippi's history, per se. But it's like, you're looking at history. Let's go to each state's history. I bet they're not the best with black people. Like, people change. You learn history so you don't repeat it. Everybody knows that.
What's the craziest lie that you've seen floating around there about this situation? I know there's a lot of mysterious things, but like, what to you, what's the craziest thing that you've heard somebody say about this?
That my buddy in the photo was his lover. That was wild. That's been the utmost craziest because it's like, what? Like, where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
I mean, also the lies of just how racist Mississippi is, or how racist the coast is, and Ocean Springs, and yeah, no, you don't know this, man. Like, you have no idea. And what I thought was crazy, lie from the beginning, was he's the only black person on the boat. He's the only black person on the island. No, not at all. Like, not once. Like, where'd you get this background information from?
How many people are on that island from your vantage point?
On the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Thousands? 13 miles? Like, I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of boats that are carrying minimum 4 to 8, 9 people. Like, I'm talking like on the lower end, and we're talking about smaller vessels here. Man, if I had to take a rough estimate in my area of the island that I was in, 400, 500 people easy. If I'm taking an actual estimate, about 400 to 500 people easy. In our group, and the group of, I would say, young adults that were in the group of Nolan Wells, 100, 150, 200 people.
So the idea that Nolan went out with 4 white boys and they took him to a deserted island and he was allegedly last seen with a girl and they just abandoned him. What do you say to that?
That's, no. From the time they left, including myself, and also when I left the island, I could have named 50 people I really trust behind the helm of a boat that Nolan knew, that he could go talk to. Even if he was left, there was tons and tons of people out there. There was 10 boats that camped out at Horn Island. I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island until 8 o'clock that night.
And nobody seen nothing. The more they talk, the more this shit just gets you frustrated because you like, now you hearing campers there, people ain't leave till 8 o'clock, this and that, and nobody seen nothing. I'm gonna continue saying that because the more you talk, the more you saying more people was out there. And you don't find that strange, little Trey, that nobody nobody know what happened to your boy Nolan, that you speak on as a brother. Come on, bro. Cut this shit out, man. Cut this shit. And you and Warren, y'all be sniffing y'all nose way too much. I'm being honest. I know a sniffer when I know one, man. Yeah. You know how like Judge Mathis said, man, I know a crackhead when I see one. I mean, I know crackhead activities. Shout out to Judge Mathis, man. Shit, Judge Mathis be like, man. If he went to Judge Mathis be like, man, I know a sniffer when I see one. Man, listen, I know a sniffer when I see one. Judge Mathis would have. Hey, yo, him and Warren. Yeah, I mean, I met him at 11 o'clock. Yeah, 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 we left around like we got there about 11 o'clock. I saved Nolan the spot, him and his friends. I was with them throughout the entire day. Throughout the entire day, I left about 20 minutes right before Wyatt and Warren left by 4:30. That's when I left, and that's when I got in an altercation with the friends, and my uncle told me let's go, and yeah, So I don't know where these people get this little history of racism from Mississippi from, but that's all you doing. That's all I hear. Warren sniffing and sucking his teeth. That's all you hear Warren doing, sucking his teeth like a bee and sniffing. You sniffing. At least you ain't sucking your teeth like Warren doing throughout the whole goddamn interview. Yeah, it's something strange about this shit, bro. This shit crazy, man. This shit is crazy. I see why Mama Loving them is on y'all neck. Because obviously this shit is weird. It's something going on here. You continue saying it's plenty of people out there. Warren say the same thing, but nobody knows nothing. But will you put the icing on the cake as? We got in contact with the people that we known that was out there. And what happened? Nobody seen the people that y'all know that was on it, that y'all know that was on the island when y'all left. Nobody seen Nolan? This shit get more weird, more weird, more weird. Because the only thing y'all two people doing is adding way more people involved. Yeah, there was hundreds of people out there. There was thousands of people out there. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, what? I know sniffing activity when I know one. I'm trying to tell you. Oh my God, man. Rest in peace to this young man. Nobody seen nothing, bro. They need to arrest everybody on that island until somebody talk. That's what they should have did, yo. Let's continue, man. This is getting crazier and crazier, bro.
Nobody that he knew that he could go talk to. Even if he was left, there was tons and tons of people out there. There was 10 boats that camped out at Horn Island. I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island until 8 o'clock that night. Nobody would have ever seen, take that back, nobody would have ever left somebody on Horn Island. That's a place of everybody loves to go and hang out. That's their peace. Nobody wants to see anybody out there, especially in the boating community. And I could speak on that, like, genuinely. I grew up in it. That's absurd. It's absurd.
So can you help me understand the fight a little better? Because I interviewed Warren, who's your friend, and he had made mention that his brother was involved in the fight. So can you explain who actually started fighting, and were you fighting his brother or were you fighting somebody else? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, and I can see now, especially, it's all been blown out of proportion, but original me and my girlfriend, I wouldn't even call it an argument. She was upset that I lost the lid to her koozie. I dropped it in the water. Generally speaking, that's how it started. And I dropped her new koozie in the water. And so she started to let me hear it and basically told me I was paying for it. And she was really upset with me and mad about it. And I needed to kind of sober her up a little bit. And so we're walking back. And during that time, this guy.
Shout out to Tay, man. Happy birthday, Tay. Shout out to Tay. Happy birthday. Shout out to Tay, the one and only Tay. Happy birthday, Tay.
That I'm not friends with. I know of him. I'll go back a couple steps. Original me and my girlfriend, I wouldn't even call it an argument. She was upset that I lost the lid to her koozie. I dropped it in the water. Generally speaking, that's how it started. And I dropped her new koozie in the water. And so she started to let me hear it and basically told me I was paying for it. And she was really upset with me and mad about it. And I needed to kind of sober her up a little bit. And so we're walking back. And during that time, this guy that I'm not friends with, I know of him. I don't know him. I didn't even recognize him when I got in an original fight. He had butted himself into my conversation and basically was telling me how I needed to handle or address the situation with my girlfriend. And man, we weren't even yelling at each other. We weren't arguing. It was more along the lines of, I literally told her, I was like, man, I just want a beer. And she was like, well, go get one, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I said that, she had ducked her head underwater and he had walked up and he told me that I needed to watch how I talked to my girlfriend. And I looked at him and I told
Remember, he's saying that he almost got in an altercation. Well, he got in a verbal altercation with a white guy, and the white guy walked past and told him, "Man, you know, you need to learn how to talk to your girlfriend." His girlfriend is white, also, Little Trey. Now, this is the argument that they're trying to say that this is off the first video we heard. When you hear somebody arguing, everybody thought that was Nolan. He's saying that's him at that moment. So he's telling the story about the video. I don't know. He's breaking the whole story down, how the shit started. I don't really believe it, but let's continue.
I was like, and man, we weren't even yelling at each other. We weren't arguing. It was more along the lines of, I literally told her, I was like, man, I just want a beer. And she was like, well, go get one, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I said that, she had ducked her head underwater, and he had walked up, and he told me that I needed to watch how I talked to my girlfriend. And I looked at him and I told him, I was like, this has nothing to do with you. We're good. This has nothing to do with you. And he sat there and he was like, well, I'm going to tell you, I better not hear it again. And I looked at him and I was like, you need to excuse yourself from the situation. And after I came out, he swung. He threw the fresh punch. And we went back and forth. I remember at one point in time, I look over and I see my uncle, and my uncle's yelling at me to get in the boat. I stopped fighting. As soon as me and him made eye contact, I got in the boat, I'm sorry. And I listened.
Nobody came to break the fight up. So your uncle said, hey, Trey, get your ass on the boat. And you just stopped fighting, huh? What happened to your crew, your buddies and everybody? Well, did this fight happen after they left? He's saying, can somebody correct me? Did Little Trey fight happen after Nolan and after Warren and Wyatt left? See, we need timelines of this shit, bro. We need a time that when Warren little brother got in the fight. We need a time when he got in the fight. It was a lot of fighting going on, is what I'm trying to explain here. Yeah, it doesn't make no sense. Remember, he said he left 20 minutes. I think he left 20 minutes before. Oh, yeah. Remember, he said in the beginning. He said the last time he seen Warren and he left 20 minutes before they left before 4:30. He said when he left away from them, that's when he got into a fight. If I'm not mistaken, right? He said he left before them. Oh, somebody saying he left before them. So how the hell he gave it to what time he got into this fight? But somebody said, yeah, he did say that. He said when he left on Warren and them, 20 minutes before they left, he walked away and he got into this altercation. I don't even think this dude remember. I think he was wasted that day. Yeah, somebody said he was drunk. I think he was wasted that day, bro. Throw Trey ass in the water. He said throw Trey ass in the water, yo. He had to wake his ass up, right? He said he left 8 o'clock at 8 o'clock. You sure? Because he said that he know some people that stood there till 8. Yeah, I think he was just super wasted. I don't think this kid remembers shit really, bro. I think he was just fighting, being drunk on the floor. You know, you always got them dudes I think he was one of them type of dudes. Because what time you got in this fight? That's what I want to know. He said he left after the fight too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody came to stop the fight. So his uncle to say, Trey, get your ass on the boat. And he just stopped, right? That's what he said. He said he just stopped. He said him and the dude locked eyes and he just stopped fighting. Nah. Nah. I want to know what time this shit happened. This shit doesn't make no sense. No, he said after he saw Nolan walk into Wyatt boat, he told him he loved him. Then 10 minutes after he got into a fight. Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. That's what I was trying to figure out. So that's what I'm saying. Shout out to Latoya for putting this in there. Because he said 10 minutes after that, he got into the fight. So Latoya, let me ask you a question, everybody in the chat. Because Latoya remember that shit. Can we say that Nolan, we could say they were still there then, right? Wyatt, Warren, and all these guys, they were still there. This shit crazy, bro. So if he had a fight 10 minutes after he seen Nolan, Nolan was still there then. You telling me Nolan ain't gonna break that fight up? We could put Nolan in this position because Latoya just said it. I remember when he said it. Yeah, 10 minutes after, that's when I got into a fight. So you telling me Nolan left 10 minutes after? Nolan obviously should have been there because they saying he stood in the island, right? Oh, you know you done effed up, right? Hey, little Trey, you know you done effed up, right? He left the island 30 to 45 minutes after the fight. Shout out to Toya for reminding me. Yo, Toya, if he got into a fight after he seen Nolan 10 minutes, Nolan had to still have been there. Nolan had to still have been there. And you telling me Nolan ain't go over there and break the fight and did nothing? That's your man, right? Somebody lying. Fight club. I think it was a whole fight club going on. Word up. I really think some shit like that. Shout out to Toy for reminding me, man. Let's continue, man. This shit's nasty work, yo.
Uncle.
And what was
That was
Warren's brother involvement?
out fighting as soon, and we went back and forth. I remember at one point in time, I look over and I see my uncle, and my uncle's yelling at me to get in the boat. I stopped fighting. As soon as me and him made eye contact, I got in the boat, I'm sorry. And I listened to my uncle.
And what was Warren's brother involvement in this?
And so I was getting there. So when I'm on the boat and they're trying to cool me down, I'm trying to get back off the boat because I see the crowd forming up on the island. Well, my little brother and Carter are like really good friends, like best friends, I would say. He's over at our house all the time.
We could say that Carter is Warren's brother. Because he said his little brother and Carter is very cool. So I'm assuming his little brother was part of their little group. Remember Warren said his younger brother and his group was there and they got in a little fight? So Carter is Warren's brother. This dude dry snitching like a mug. I tell you. At least Warren didn't mention his brother's name, yo. Yeah. Hey, Trey, man, you dry snitching like a mug right now, bro. You mentioning Warren brother name. Yeah, little Carter and my brother, they like best friends. He's always over there. Carter's always at my house and all this. Like, what? So that means you and Warren probably got a very close bond also. That's why y'all went to McDonald's that day, right? Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I do think we're gonna say a legend. We ain't gonna say that. Hey, Mr. Carter, tell me where you been. I'm trying to tell you, Carter is Warren's little brother. His little brother and Carter are close. They tight. He said they best friends like that. Well, according to him. Buddy, bro. That's a fact. The buddy code. Let's continue though.
As forming up on the island. Well, my little brother and Carter are like really good friends, like best friends, I would say. He's over at our house all the time. Carter heard him still talking crap as he's getting out of the water, and I'm on the boat, and the situation is like done and over with, right? Well, he sees him talking crap, so Carter gets up, and more along the lines of defending me. And for what? He was like, well, if you got a problem with Tristan, we can handle it right here.
So what's the racial breakup of these people that are involved? So the guy that you fought was
white.
White.
I'm the only black guy involved in this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
And at all. Like, I mean, I don't know. Carter is white. The dude I got in a fight with is white. Mm-hmm. I was the only black guy involved with this. My girlfriend's white. My uncle's white. There was no other black guy involved. And I know Ben Crump tried to run with a story saying that was Nolan. Well, it was like, nice try, but there was another black guy on the island, so now your whole narrative needs to change again.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that was Carter's involvement, and that was kind of it. Like, after the fight, man, I remember getting off the boat, I got off the boat and I walked up to the island. I was telling people, I was like, hey, like I just need to cool off. Like let me.
Damn, I don't block somebody by mistake, man. They're gonna be mad as hell. I remember the name too. I gotta go to my studio and unblock that person. Yeah, pardon me, gang. I don't block somebody by mistake. I'm mad as hell. I pressed the block button by mistake. Went to their name, tried to click on the comment. Damn, let's continue though. I know that person gonna be mad as hell. Like, damn, what I do, Smoke? I gotta go and block the ass after this. So, can we all agree that who y'all think is Carter? Carter is Warren's little brother? They say they be all right. Hey, Tay, shout out. I know I gotta go. I gotta. I got them back, Smoke. Oh, you got them back? Yeah, I think it started with an S. It was Serenity. I think it was Serenity something special. I don't know if you got unblocked. I think you go. Yeah, I think you got unblocked them. Go check if you got unblocked Serenity because I unblocked that person by mistake. Yeah, but y'all think Carter is Warren's little brother? Before we continue, Pretty VA girl said, yeah, it's got to be Carter little brother. Definitely do. Let's continue though.
Let me be. But, and I know Ben Crump tried to run with a story saying that was Nolan. Well, it was like, nice try, but there was another black guy on the island, so now your whole narrative needs to change again.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that was Carter's involvement, and that was kind of it. Like, after the fight, man, I remember getting off the boat. I got off the boat and I walked up to the island. I was telling people, I was like, hey, like I just need to cool off. Like, let me be. This is after everything is dispersed. There was no crowd anymore when I walked off the boat. And I was like, let me be. Well, again, my uncle yelled at me and I was like, I don't care what you're doing. Get back on the boat. We're leaving. So I got back on the boat and we left shortly after that.
And well, at least I know you from the interviews that you've done. Some of the
My question is, how the hell Carter get back? His little brother, Warren little brother. If Warren little brother got there with him and his little group of friends, whatever, I'm assuming they was on one of them three boats. Because remember, Warren said they went there 3 boat deep. So and remember, you know what I mean? Remember he said, yeah, you know, my little brother and his friends, they was there, they got into a fight. So I'm saying probably about what, 7, 6, probably 10 people, probably. We don't know how many of them little niggas was, 15-year-olds and all that. But how the hell they get there? How the hell they got back? Did Warren family come along too? Did his mom and dad come along on another boat? We don't know. We don't know. That's another big question. Did anybody parents tag along? Because how the hell Carter and them get back? I'm asking y'all because I don't recall them saying, yo, yeah, you know, Carter and I was on a boat with us. The only time I recall that is when Warren said his little brother got in a fight. And then Tatum asked him, was Nolan involved in that fight? Warren said, nah, that was more of a younger group. But how the hell did that young group get onto the island? Y'all went 3 boats deep. I guarantee you that young group was in one of them 3 boats. It gotta be. He said 200 people on, remember? And he said it was about what? Like damn near 50 people on them boats. He did say that. So how the hell called them go? How the hell they got back? So everybody left Nolan out there on the island. Then nobody don't know where Nolan at. We're gonna play hide and seek. Yeah, we're gonna wonder where Nolan at. That's what we're gonna do. That's why I bring that up. There's too many of the same people that know each other, from the younger group to the older group. This shit is something seen. This shit, something seen nothing in tight white people. This shit, they were deaf on 3. Yeah, they was on 3 boats, Tiffany. So he said, yeah, right after, shortly after that, I left. You know, Lil Trey said he left right after the fight. He said he locked eyes with his uncle. He jumped in the boat and he left right after that, right after the fight. He said he left 10 minutes. He said he left. He said he got in the fight 10 minutes after last time he seen Nolan. There's no way in the world you're gonna tell me that Nolan wasn't there then. So now we got to go back to the first option. So did Nolan leave on the boat with Warren and them before you got in the fight? 10 minutes after? Because how the hell Nolan see you fight and the last time you seen him was 10 minutes before the fight? You just told me, you gonna tell me Nolan just flew to the sky and was like, I'm out of here. Hell no, he got to get back on the boat. That's the only way he got there. And you only left about 10 minutes. You only last time you seen it was 10 minutes. 10 minutes not that long, chat. Now, if you would have said 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you would have got away with that one. You would have got away with that one. But 5, 10 minutes is not long at all. By the time you start walking to your boat, that's about 8 minutes. Wherever you got your boat parked. Remember, the island is about, how long is the island? I think it's about what? 5, 10 miles long? That little island they be partying on? I think it's about 10 miles long, right? And there's thousands of boats out there. And there's young kids drinking beer, acting a fool. Like OG said. Shout out to OG Not Out. Come on, man. You got a younger group drinking. You know how they get them little YNs, 15-year-olds. They start drinking out this. They start bugging out. Especially the white boys. They start acting like a little fool, allegedly. Then you got Nolan in them group that he clearly said there was 150 people among a Nolan group. He clearly said that. He said, yeah, it was about 150 people among Nolan group that came to the island, 3 boat deep. Nolan got into a fight, man. He got jumped, something happened, and it's over a female. 9 out of 10, yo. Can we all agree, yo? A lot of these incidents with like young adults and young teenagers and all that. I mean, college kids. A lot of this shit got to do with somebody said it's 17 or 18 miles long. God damn that island. But a lot of this type of shit be going, it be happening over a female, bro. This shit be going on over a female, bro. That's why we hear Katie name so much. That's why we hear Warren say, yo, bro, you crazy for that. Come on, man. This shit got something to do with a female, man. He said 3 boats, about 60 to 7 people, Warren said. And nobody ain't seen none, right, y'all? Let's continue, man.
Some of the other boys have.
Dispersed.
I know you. Well, at least.
And I was like, I'm letting it be. Well, again, my uncle yelled at me, and I was like, I don't care what you're doing. Get back on the boat. We're leaving. So I got back on the boat, and we left shortly after that.
Well, at least I know you from the interviews that you've done. Some of the other boys haven't spoken out at all.
Yeah.
You've had a chance to use your voice to put the truth out there. You did an interview with, I think, ABC, and you also did an interview with the Rolling Stones.
That was my first interview, yeah, with Rolling Stone.
The first interview was Rolling Stones, then ABC?
And then ABC, yes.
Now, from what you told me before this interview is that the Rolling Stones gave you a very fair interview. It seemed like the young lady who interviewed you articulated very clearly what you told her with no fluff, no nothing added.
And she cared. She really did care. And she made sure that what she was telling was the complete truth behind everything with me, with my uncle, and then also fact-checking on her side as being in media. And it all aligned, man. And when they came out with that, it was really genuine. When I felt that, it brought me to tears because it was like, that's the truth. That's exactly how it needed to be worded. And I appreciated her. I appreciated her a lot. And we took her out to One Island this morning.
Good question, yo. I've been wondering this too. Anybody can answer this question right here, bro? He said, there's no way the Coast Guards are not going to be present on an island full of alcohol on the biggest holiday of the year. Anybody from down, I think especially from down there and all that, couple of people from down there, yo, is this true, yo? Why wasn't no law enforcement out there with all the alcohol and all the partying going on the biggest holiday of the year? He said, if it's that many people on the island, nobody know. Yeah, but he said facts, or the Marine police, or the Marine police. That's what I'm saying. Man, shout out to Primo, man. Yo, shout out to Primo, man, for putting this comment in, because how the hell there ain't no law enforcement? Because not for nothing, yo, we could go to a downtown local firework event. Yeah, let's go downtown, yo, let's go see the fireworks, man. Let's bring the kids and the family. They be mad police downtown. I don't care where you live at, suburbs, downtown suburbs, the city, you're gonna have your local police. Why there wasn't no goddamn police on this island? I want to know why. I want to, yo, because that shit do make like, that is a good question. Anybody from down there? He said, and it's underage drinking. Yeah, that part. Yo, that shit sound like a free island you just go crazy on. Anybody from down there? Why wasn't no law enforcement? That's a good question. I didn't even think about that shit, to be honest. I'm thinking it probably was a few, that's it, but underage drinking. There wasn't no cops on the little speed boats and shit. You know, they got the little speed boats, whatever. Like what? I want to know that, man. Shout out to the new member, man. Music, film, clothing. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to Music, Film, Clothing. Appreciate you for grabbing that membership, champ. Appreciate that for real, man. Thanks for being down with the gang. You already know, man. That's what I'm saying, Miss Special. What the hell where the hell Miss Special ass at? Miss Special, get your ass out that bathroom, man. Where's she at? That's what Domo said, Miss Special from there. Miss Special, where the hell you at, man? I want to know why the hell there wasn't no law enforcement, wasn't no type of police going on. Like, what the hell was going on the island? Because that's a good question that person said earlier. He said it's Mississippi. Remember, that is true. He said, oh, okay, they're going to Miss Special. Hold up. It is. The island is used for just that partying. But you telling me there ain't no goddamn... Yo, that's crazy. They was on a Blink Twice island. Yo, E, that movie that movie crazy. Blink Twice. I be telling people go catch that. That shit goes on every day as we speak, allegedly. So you telling, yo, nah, that's crazy. They need to talk to the captain of the boat. It's Mississippi. Remember, that's crazy. Don't be no police there, bro. Let's continue, man.
To do another little bit was really genuine. When I felt that, it brought me to tears because it was like, that's the truth. That's exactly how it needed to be worded. And I appreciated her. I appreciated her a lot. And we took her out to One Island this morning to do another little bit. But she's done well, and that's the truth. Her story is nothing but the truth.
Now, ABC, on the other hand, did they treat you fairly?
That he used in the article, he did ask me for my permission on it. And I gave it to him to an extent. I changed up some stuff and that he initially didn't change when he came out with it. And then the voice recording, that's really what gets me, because that's what the main people are listening to, right? They're not going in and reading in depth in the article and really seeing everything. They're just going off about what's on TV, because people don't like to read these days. But
All right, blessed without blessed without the mess. What you mean by this? Huh? Let me get your little fame, because I already know what my mind's gonna do, because they ain't gonna like what you just said. You must be Spanish, because your face looks like you Spanish. I could just tell by your makeup. Just by the look of your profile, I could tell you Spanish. What you mean by this? Y'all see what blessed without a mess said? This is what she's talking about to the chat, y'all. What you mean by this? I'm trying to wait for your comment. Don't leave the chat now. That's what I'm saying. Taylor, what's special at? Yeah, don't leave the chat now. Because you ain't black. You must be mixed then. If you mixed, why would you say that? Or you Spanish? I can tell by the profile face. If you don't get your little goofy ass out here, man, let me get this girl. Man, somebody block this girl up out here, man. Get a little goof troop ass out of here. Little dumb, little bozo ass girl. Shout out to Nikki, man, for that $5 super chat. She said they all covering up for the judge. Is the stepmom of one of them looking to it? Yeah, I think it's Warren. Warren is the son of the stepmother, if I'm mistaken. I think it's Warren. That's the kid that did the interview with Tatum, the white kid. I think his mother is the judge. If it ain't his mother, I think it's Wyatt, but I think the chatter could tell you. One of the moms will tell you. I think it's Warren. I don't think it's Wyatt. But shout out to Nikki for that $10 super chat. That $5 super chat. Pardon me. I appreciate that. At $4.99, appreciate that. Yes, it's Warren, right? Yeah, Warren is the judge's son. That's the one that did the interview with Tatum before this one. Let's continue though, because we had to get that little bozo out of here.
How they made that and cut a lot of my voice sounded horrible. Sounded bad. I didn't like it. I didn't like that side of it, but it already aired, so what was I gonna do? Really?
And at one point, I could have sworn you said that you didn't feel comfortable doing the interview on camera.
Yes.
And did you do that because you didn't want to be visibly promoted on television, or what? How did that?
So the side of that, and I didn't want to be on camera for two main reasons. I never wanted to do an interview and get famous. I never wanted any attention, per se, famous attention. I don't care about the negative side of it. I'm doing what I think is right. I never wanted any positive attention, let's say. All I wanted to be is for my guys to know that I had their back and I got Nolan's back. And I didn't want the investigation especially on social media side, I guess, and with Ben Crump and their legal team, to go down the wrong path at all. That was my sole purpose, is to tell the truth and to clear up lies. When I talked to ABC, they wanted to do an in-person interview, and I told them no. I told them no because I'm getting death threats, and I don't like them. It is what it is. I'm not putting myself out there any more than I need to. And I'm not sitting behind a camera and so for somebody to watch me talk about my best friend. And I told him, I was like, if you want to do an article, it's okay. I'll talk and you can do the article on that side of it. I never originally wanted to go on TV, period. He convinced me into only using my voice, which now I regret, and I wish I would have just sat in front of a camera so you can visibly see the cuts. But they manipulated that interview pretty well. I wish I would have just sat in front of a camera so you can, it's okay. I'll talk and you can do the article on that side of it. I never originally wanted to go on TV, period. He convinced me into only using my voice, which now I regret, and I wish I would have just sat in front of a camera so you can visibly see the cuts. But they manipulated that interview pretty well. They made it sound a lot worse. And I know for a fact, most of that interview, you can't understand me because I was in tears the entire time talking about it. When he asked me about Nolan's death, and he put it if you listen to it carefully, he cuts it and I just say die. Nobody wants to see him die. I don't talk like that, man. That's not what I said. I did say died during at one point in our interview, but I said we didn't want to see his life being taken from us, period. They didn't put that. They twisted some things around and they almost made a different narrative to where it's like now people are coming out and lying. And it's like, man, no.
Yeah,
and
I was wondering if you were gonna. I remember I was like, I could have sworn he said he didn't want to be on camera, and they put your picture all over the news. I mean, how did you feel about that?
He said we didn't want to see Nolan life get taken. Huh? What you mean taken? If y'all believe it happened by accident, you could have used a better word than that. Oh, I'm tripping. I could have been like, yo, we ain't want to see my boy life, know what I mean? Get washed away or something like that. I mean, we don't know what. Number one, I wouldn't even took it to that part because I would have been crying tears. I would have been giving my sympathy. I would have been looking at the camera like, yo, listen, we don't have nothing to do with this, bro. Like when I look at these two boys, man, the only thing they do is sucking their teeth and they keep sniffing their nose throughout the whole goddamn interview with no sympathy, no emotion is nothing. Like I'm gonna continue saying, this ain't 6 months. This ain't a year. This ain't 3 months. This ain't 4 months. This ain't 5 months. This ain't yo, bro. He just passed away about 2.5 weeks ago. The month of July is not even over yet, and y'all ain't showing no type of tears, not one tear dropping. That's what I'm confused at, bro. That's what I'm confused at, man. Body language don't care. It's all about protecting you and your community and your buddies, just like Warren talking about boat, water, and buddies. Now you talking about, yeah, we are a tight group. We'll never go out like that, this and that. And people got to be careful. Like then you setting allegedly threats to people talking about y'all, like Ocean Springs get together. Like what? This whole interview been nothing but a BS. You gave us a few information. You told us that Nolan was on a boat with Wyatt when he first arrived. Okay, Warren never told us that they was on the same boat. Then you tell us, yeah, you got him to fight 10 minutes before you left Nolan, which I don't understand how Nolan didn't see that fight if he was still there and you just seen him 10 minutes before the fight. What are you telling me? Nolan just took off in the sky like Superman 10 minutes and he just disappeared? Nolan had to see that fight. You just left the kid for 10 minutes ago. So that's another question. Then Carter, Warren little brother, is getting in the fight with everybody. So we got to see what's going on with him and these auto. But he's a teenager, so they ain't going to question him. It's a lot of cover up going on. People seen something, they was involved in something, and they trying to cover up for the others and for themselves. That's exactly what the hell's going on in this picture. Man, listen, man, the blind man can hear this shit and he'll tell you. I ain't gotta see it. Just let me hear what he's saying, and I'll tell you the story. A blind man can tell you this goddamn story that this shit is full of it's BS. It's BS. The timeline doesn't match up. Y'all not giving us a timeline of the fights that's going on. A lot of drinking, a lot of underage drinking. Who's supplying the drinks? What's going on? No police are on board. Like this shit is crazy to me. So it was just a free for all on an island with no responsibility going on. What the hell y'all thought was gonna happen when you got underage kids drinking, you got young adults drinking, you got old adults drinking? It's gonna be a whole chaos. You're gonna see a couple fights. But what time these fights happen? And all this, yeah, last time I seen Nolan was at 3 o'clock. His best friend, that's bullshit too. You make sure you always bring up 3 o'clock, right? But according to your man Little Trey over here, Little Trey said, yeah, y'all all been in the group type since y'all arrived there. Everybody was like together type shit. A fight broke out, bro. We just don't know who and what and why and what time. A fight broke out. A fight actually broke out. Something happened, man. And when you got a lot of people drinking, I know a lot of people gonna say, well, somebody might have seen something. They might have covered up among themselves, among their crew, and people drinking, they really not focused on everything. If something happened, bro, you're gonna try to cover that up, be quiet. Yo, y'all trying to get up out of there fast. Maybe that's the reason why Warning them left so fast. Because I question that too. Why the hell y'all want to leave so early? I just got there by 11. 4:30, that's pretty early, not for nothing. Something happened between 4 o'clock, 4:30, or 3 o'clock, 4:30. For them to leave that early at 4:30. They came there 3 boat deep. There's no reason to leave at 4:30. For what reason? You talking about, yeah, when we got back, we took a nap. So you left that whole excitement to go home and go to your friend's house to go take a nap? Nah, that video of that fight, that's not Nolan in that video. That's not Nolan in that. That video that got going around some white kids fighting some black guy and he throwing them on the ground and all that. That's not Nolan. Don't believe that video is bullshit. That video is bullshit. I clearly looked at that video 1,000 times. That's not Nolan. That's not Nolan in that video. But you telling me that you went home just to go take a nap after y'all just got finished partying at 4:30. Let me tell you something. At 4:30, where we come from, the party just getting started. It only takes an hour and a half to get back to the island. I mean, get back to the land. They said y'all could have left by 8 o'clock, got back by 9, or could have left at 7, got back by 8:30 around there. With the sun still up. Why y'all left so early at 4:30? I don't want to hear that mechanical problem bullshit. That was just a little part of the problem, and y'all used that shit, making it seem like that shit is major. Y'all used a little mechanical problem, made it seem like it was a major thing to cover up whatever the hell was going on, allegedly. What other cover up you gonna use for this incident? You're not in the car. Y'all not in the bar. You're not in the lounge. Y'all in a goddamn boat. So what you gonna Yo, we gotta come up with some type of boat mechanic problem. That's when you make the 911 call. Make it seem like y'all got mechanical boat problems. Then y'all canceled it. Called a private one of y'all buddies. They left out that island 4:30 not because they was tired. Something happened, bro. You got to think about it. Y'all got to put yourself, man. Do y'all live in any university town, city? 4:30 is early, bro. I don't care if you got there by 11, 12 o'clock. That is early. You're not going back home at 4:30 and you came 3 boat deep. They used the mechanical audio call for a cover up. The boat was not sinking at all. I listened to the call, bro. We did this shit yesterday. I'm not going. I'll go back when we did the whole call thing yesterday, bro. I done did 3 lives over that shit. I'm just correcting this kid because they absolutely lying. Not for nothing. The audio call is cool, but you got to come back to the interviews and see the lies that these two are dropping. And then you got to match the audio call and they'll tell you everything. They lies doesn't match the timeline, bro. They lies doesn't match their lifestyle, bro. They not leaving at no island just because they tired and to go take a nap at their buddy house. That shit doesn't make no sense to me. You came 3 boat deep. You telling me all 3 boats decided to go home and go nap? Nobody didn't want to stay back, right? Because remember, Warren said Nolan decided to stay back and get a ride from others, not the 3 boat they came from. So that tells me a lot of people from the 3 boats, they left too then. And remember, they had their 3 boats lined up together, not separate. Trey said they had a spot for them when they arrived. You had Wyatt boat and you had the other 2 boats. You had Bart, he had a boat, whoever that guy is, and then you had another boat.
About that, was that something? Yeah,
And
I was wondering if you were gonna. I remember I was like, I could have sworn he said he didn't want to be on camera, and they put your picture all over. If you gave you the permission to Rolling Stones, you go, I don't want to be on camera, and they put your picture up there on camera anyway.
I agree. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's odd, but I generally speaking, man, like I'm worried about my family's safety, but I have no regrets in what I've done and what I've said. Not one. I sleep better at night now that I've spoken up and I felt like I've done my part of the good and I'm willing to help any other time if anything else pops up that I can't help with. And I genuinely just want the truth to be heard about it all. And it kills me and it breaks my heart that my best friends are going through this. Like, this is at home. This isn't something I'm just watching through a screen, listening to you talk about it or listening to somebody else talk about it. I'm living this. I'm getting the calls from my buddies crying, asking me how I'm not scared out of my mind. How am I okay dealing with all this?
So one thing that kind of stood out to me, there was a
That sound like a bunch of friends that made a mistake or they took it too far. Remember I told you they might have accidentally choked him out, whoever he was fighting among the friends, and now they panicking, they don't know how to act. That's what that sound. Another friend called him like, yo, man, how you taking this shit, man? Like, I mean, we messed up, yo. We messed up, bro. We messed up, man. I mean, we getting threats. I don't know what to do, bro. That's what that shit sound like. That like y'all made a mistake or something happened or whatever. And now y'all panicking. Y'all sound scared to death now. This don't sound like some innocent dudes, bro. This do not sound like some innocent friends, man. I'm telling y'all, it just doesn't. It don't sound like innocent friends the way these kids are moving, bro. That sound like Nolan got stoned. I'm telling you, he got jumped, man. He said, "What nigga curse your entire fucking family?" The hell you talking about? Oh yeah, let me get you out of here. Mod, man. Y'all mods. Y'all letting a lot of shit slide in this chat, huh? Somebody gonna say that I'm black, but I ain't no dummy. That's why I got your goofy ass got right up out of here. See ya. I'll make another page. Let's continue, man.
big contradiction on television. Was you said in your interview that you were really, really good friends with Nolan, his best friend. Nolan's mother said on television that as if she don't even know you and she don't know who you are, and you're definitely not, at least is what she alluded to, you're definitely not his best friend. So what's the truth in that? And how did that affect you? How did that make you feel?
So yeah, so she originally touched and she said that we weren't childhood best friends, and she's not wrong. She's not wrong. I moved to Ocean Springs in ninth grade. I met Nolan in ninth grade, as I've stated in my Rolling Stone interview. Nolan was my best friend though. She can believe it or not, that was my best friend. No, me and her never had a sit down in depth conversation like me and you're having now. It was always, hey, how are you doing?
Now this him talking about Mama Love, Nolan mother.
That was wrong. She's not wrong. I moved.
What's the truth in that? And how did that affect you? How did that make you feel?
So yeah, so she originally touched and she said that we weren't childhood best friends, and she's not wrong. She's not wrong. I moved to Ocean Springs in ninth grade. I met Nolan in ninth grade, as I've stated in my Rolling Stone interview. Nolan was my best friend though. She can believe it or not, that was my best friend. No, me and her never had a sit down in depth conversation like me and you're having now. It was always, hey, how are you doing? I've been to her house multiple times. I've taken Nolan to school multiple times. I've left my vehicle at her house multiple times, even including the new vehicle I just got. Has gotten left at her house for 2 days. And I just got it. I haven't even had it for 4 months.
I'm gonna tell you why, because Mama Love didn't like his character. He said, "Who was her?" He talking about Nolan mother. Because remember when Nolan, Mama Love said she don't know this kid like that. Because remember his first interview with ABC, he said Nolan his best friend, and Mama Love corrected that. So now this is everything he said. He said he always came by the house. He got pictures with Nolan. You know, he left his car there, everything. But it might be true. Listen, I'm not taking nothing away from him. Because I know some parents, you could be around, you could be coming by, picking her son up, everything. She just want to acknowledge you as a close friend to her son. I think that Mama Love ain't like this kid character. That's why she didn't acknowledge him as a close friend of Nolan. She probably told Nolan, be careful when you're around him, such and such and such. I can hear her clearly say that. Because if you've been around in pictures, and he probably got evidence that he is in picture with Nolan. But that tells me that Mama Love wasn't feeling your character. She ain't like your energy. That's all I can really think of. What else? That's a Mama Love, right? That's a love of a son. Like, come on now. Let's continue though. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Let's try to get 650 likes in the building, man. But people heard the other dude called Christian versus he said so no longer small. Let's continue.
My vehicle before that stayed at her, even including a sit down in depth conversation like me and your, as I've stated in my Rolling Stone interview. Nolan was my best friend though. She can believe it or not, that was my best friend. No, me and her never had a sit down in depth conversation like me and you're having now. It was always, hey, how are you doing? I've been to her house multiple times. I've taken Nolan to school multiple times. I've left my vehicle at her house multiple times, even including the new vehicle I just got has gotten left at her house for 2 days. And I just got it. I haven't even had it for 4 months. My vehicle before that stayed at her house for almost a week. Me and her son went on trips together. We went to Florida for spring break together. You don't know me? I'm in all these homecoming and prom photos as our whole friend group. Me and Nolan are standing next to each other. You don't know me. Nolan's last name is Wells. My last name at one point in time was Walker.
You see how he said once upon a time my last name was Walker? Let me ask y'all the question in the chat. What does that mean? Because I might be wrong what I'm about to say. What do that mean to y'all? His last name was Wells. My last name once upon a time was Walker. Don't Walker sound like a black brother name? I'm assuming. And he said once upon a time that was his last name. Somebody said black equal Walker. That tells you right there about his character. Miss Special said too black. Yeah, he said he used to be black. Like who gives a shit? Who said that? We got somebody here. I'll let you slide with that. He said he stripped his black name away. He is white. That's what I'm saying. Lisa, I think your name Lisa, right? Yeah, Lisa, Issa. That's what I'm saying, Issa. That's what I'm saying. He stripped his last name. He said, man, F that. I'm going to Ocean Springs, nigga. I wonder what his last name, unless his mom remarried. I was just about to say that. Unless his mom got remarried and he carried his stepfather name. I was just about to say that, Tanya. That's a fact. Unless he got remarried. That's a damn shame, though, right? He said, once upon a time, my last name was Walker. God damn, bro.
We were by each other. I'm in all these homecoming and prom photos as our whole friend group. Me and Nolan are standing next to each other. You don't know me. Nolan's last name is Wells. My last name at one point in time was Walker. We were by each other in the alphabet when we graduated. Man, that's mind-boggling. It's insane. Me and Nolan have multiple classes together. Me and Nolan has always stayed tight. Nolan has always known that he could call me whatever. And like I've mentioned, like I got a new phone number 2 months ago. Nolan was the only friend that had my phone number out of the friend group, and I still call them my best friends. But we communicate on other social medias. But it's like Nolan called me on the day to meet up with me on the 4th out there. But we weren't good friends. We weren't close friends. And when I say best friend, man, I don't want to take away anybody how close they were to Nolan. But when I think of a best friend, I think of Nolan. Somebody I can call, somebody that I've stayed up and I've cried to. That was one of my best friends, generally speaking. She might not think it. That's okay. Me and Nolan knows where we stand with each other. And period. And Nolan knows that.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. You know, interviewing with me, right? You know, we came out here to Mississippi. We just want to give the boys a voice, give you guys a voice. And out of, I'd say, all the other outlets that you could have spoken to, why do you feel that you wanted to talk to me tonight?
Honestly, I'm a big fan. I know when I look at news articles, big news articles, obviously, and then I know you talk on them, I make sure I go I watch the full thread of videos. I think our morals align alike, and when we spoke off camera, like it didn't seem like you were out here like another news reporter that just wanted the next big story. Mm-hmm. Like you just said, it's like you genuinely wanted us to have a platform to be able to speak and to be able to tell the truth, and that's what I like. And I know I don't know, talking to Warren and knowing Miss Katie and being close to them and them trusting you was like, okay, I can sit down, I can have this conversation, and we can go through it, and we can have the interview on camera, and people can see me, really, I guess you could say, and talk about it and whatnot.
I appreciate that. I really do. And my last question, you know, with all this stuff going on, and you knew Nolan very well, what do you think how Nolan would feel about how this all has transpired with Benjamin Crump, with, you know, the statements from his mom, with the accusations against you and his other friends? You know, how would you think he would address this or feel about this?
Well, I know people like to use a term, they would turn over in his grave. If Nolan could dig himself out of his grave right now, he would. No doubt. Nolan would.
He know Nolan that well, huh? Yeah, and his Elvis boy, you know, if Nolan would dig out his grave right now, you'll dig it out right now. Right now. Because Nolan ain't stand this for this. Nolan ain't want this. Nolan ain't want to be unalive. Hello. How about start there? My boy won't want to be unalive. And we still trying to figure out what happened, because obviously your ass don't know what happened. Obviously Warren don't know what happened. So who know what happened? Since you want to say, yeah, my guy digging stuff on the ground. No, what happened? This shit is weird, bro. How the hell you don't know what happened? How the hell Warren don't know what happened? How the hell Y don't know what happened? How the hell little Carter don't know what happened? Warren brother. And he got in the fight. And your little brother was there with him also. Oh, not to mention that. With their group of friends. And they don't know what happened? Katie don't know what? All these people we hearing and nobody don't know what. This shit is crazy.
Livid is an understatement. Nolan would never want anything pursued this way at all. I think he would be really upset with his parents about how they went about the situation. I think he genuinely would. I don't think he wouldn't support it. I know that for 110%. I know he wouldn't support any of it.
Let me rebuttal on that. He won't support the way y'all been acting when he first was missing. He won't support that y'all kept the phone for 8 to 9 hours and then contact Mama Love just to let her know that her son is out there on the island. You could give Mama Love and them a heads up at least by 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Once y'all get to the island, hey, Miss Christine. Yeah, by the way, we got Nolan. Nolan phone is with us, and he's over there on the island. He don't got his phone. Just to give y'all the heads up. He wanted to support. Every move y'all made, he wanted to support that. And you telling me he would support all the moves y'all made, the way y'all was moving throughout that whole day? I sit back and wait. You quite sure know Nolan with his support thing. You swear you know his support thing, huh? I guarantee you he wouldn't have support the way y'all was moving. I guarantee you he would not supported the way y'all was moving. How the hell you gonna speak on Nolan and their parents and everybody? This kid, I'm telling you, this kid is. But that's why you doing this all day. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Nolan want to support that. You know what I mean. Yeah, we left out of there. You know what I mean. Got in the fight 10 minutes right after I seen Nolan. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's why you keep doing all that, because what you say is bugged out. How the hell you gonna say Nolan in support? You ain't support Nolan, you or his friends, on the way y'all was moving throughout the whole day. The next day. Day in there, day and a half, Monday morning, his body get found, and y'all moving all funny. I guarantee he wouldn't have supported that. Shit, crazy, yo.
I think he would want the truth and he would search for it at all. Um, Nolan would be livid is an understatement. Nolan would never want anything pursued this way at all. I think he would be really upset with his parents about how they went about the situation. I think he generally would. I don't think he wouldn't support it. I know that for 110%. I know he wouldn't support any of it. I think he would want the truth and he would search for answers, but he wouldn't go about it like this. He wouldn't let us get dogged out like this. If Nolan could have spoke up, he would have already said something about our friend group and saying, yo, y'all are on the wrong path. Generally speaking, he would be mad. Like, he would be mad. And I don't understand how people don't see that and how people are just okay with even some of his, I guess you could say, other best friends, man, how they were coming out and how they're acting behind it. It's like, man, Nolan was never like that. Nolan was an aggressive, threatening person. Don't get me wrong, Nolan would defend himself if he needed to defend himself. Nolan was loving and kind. Nolan was the furthest thing from a fight. Like, furthest thing.
You see how they always talk about how Nolan personality is, but they never want to talk about the day of 4th of July and the sloppy moves and the sloppy the way they was moving, the emotion, the way they was acting, everything was sloppy that day. They always want to bring his personality though, right? Oh, you got a great smile. We don't want to hear that shit. We already know what happened. Why y'all always twist the narrative to his personality? There was hundreds of people on a goddamn island. Why nobody know nothing? Y'all always want to talk about personality of Nolan and all this. Okay, we heard that shit from Mama Love, the ones that really love him. Because obviously y'all don't love him the way y'all been moving. So we don't need to hear that from y'all, seriously. They all, I'm telling you, they rehearsed this shit. They was trained to do this, talk about the water, talk about the boat, and talk about Nolan personality. Keep switching it back and forth. They keep doing one of these. That's all they've been doing. And bring Katie in once in a while. That's the last time y'all seen Nolan when she's with Katie. Make it seem like he was just chasing this girl since he got there. Like he ain't had not one chill moment with y'all for 2 hours like this on a boat or chilling on the sand. You know how the homies and all of us chill. Yeah, you know what I mean? Look at the girl over there. We drinking. You telling me Nolan ain't had not one goddamn moment with y'all doing that? Everybody, when you at a cookout, you doing anything. Don't everybody be gathering, y'all chilling for a couple hours, you chilling, having a few drinks. You at the beach, you chilling, I mean, you know the homies are chilling, the kids running around. Damn, I'm just putting the picture out there. You telling me Nolan wasn't doing none of that shit with the homies? They ain't had a little beach, little seat, they ain't sit down on the sand for a little bit. You telling me they ain't had no chill moments. Once he seen Katie, he just walked off and continued walking with Katie for 8, 9, 10, 20 hours, right? Make it make sense, man. That shit doesn't make no sense. He had to have a chill moment. Y'all had to have been chilling in front of the boat, in the boat, something. You ain't gonna tell me Nolan just hopped out the boat. Yo, that's Katie. I'll be back later about 8 hours. And you ain't see Nolan till 3 o'clock and y'all arrived there at 11. About to drop the mic. Because that doesn't make no sense. The narrative is they spinning. Once they got there, he got with Katie. That's their narrative. And then talk about his personality. He's a great guy. He got a great heart. That's all they talking about. Then Nolan chill with y'all bozo asses for any type of hours. Everybody's gonna chill for at least an hour or two as a gathering, bug out, drink a few little drafts or whatever y'all was drinking, Red Bull. Y'all gonna chill for a little bit. He had to been chilling with y'all for at least about an hour or two. Ain't no way in the world this kid just jumped off the boat and started go chasing Katie for 8 hours. How? Get the F out of here, bro. Yeah, he got a great personality. Yeah, he great. Yeah, he last time I seen her was Katie. Last time I seen her was 3 o'clock. Yeah, we had boat mechanics at 4:30. We left. Nolan nowhere around. Nigga, pardon my language. The fight break out. He ain't around there. So when was he around? Oh my God, bro. This case giving me a headache, man. I'm telling you, it just doesn't make no sense, bro. College kids stick together. They bug out together. They fight together. They fight each other. Like that's what college kids do. They making it seem like Nolan jumped off the boat and went to go chase Katie for 8 hours. Nowhere to be found till 3 o'clock, according to Warren. Yeah, that's the last time I seen him at 3 o'clock. Here's what Katie. Yeah, what you gonna say? Nolan went scuba diving? Somebody said that too. You might as well say Nolan went scuba diving. Like, yo, this shit is crazy. He didn't have no chill bro moment. Yo, let me chill with the bros on the boat, drink a couple, look around the environment, see who's around. The chill shit. Got the music playing, the bro down there, we up here, whatever, pause on the boat. You hop off the boat, you bugging out with the bros, you drinking. You telling me he had no moments of that with y'all that he arrived with. It seemed like once they arrived, all types of actions started happening, according to them. Because we wasn't there, we don't know. It seemed like when they arrived at 11, all of a sudden a fight broke out by 12, 11:30. Next thing you know, you got another fight over here by 1, 2 o'clock. Next thing you know, last time you seen Nolan was at 3. Next thing you know, yo, we going to pack up. We going to leave out of here 4:30. So when the hell did y'all have a chill moment? When did y'all have a chill? We arrived. Let's go see what's going on. And it doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense, bro. If I'm gonna arrive on the island with the bros, we're gonna have a chill moment. We chilling. We're gonna set shop up. We're gonna set the beach chairs up. Know what I mean? Set the coolers up. We got the coolers on the boat. We chilling. Got the music bumping, playing some NBA Young Boy, whatever. Cause they probably like him. Play some NBA Young Boy. We chilling. We observing that. We observing the whole island. We seeing what's going on. You telling me he ain't had not one moment of that? This is bullshit, bro. Everything just happened fast. A fight broke out over here, over there. This happened. How? And then when all this is going down, hold up. They arrive at 11, fights break out, all types of shit going on. And they all of them say Nolan wasn't around for none of that. Ain't that strange? He just arrived with y'all bozo asses at 11. So how the hell Nolan is nowhere around for them type of activities? The fights, arguments, this, that. Oh, let me guess. He was just chasing. Once he seen Katie, jumped off the boat and chased Katie and stood around her for 8 hours, huh? Man, get the hell out of here, man. Get that hell. Nolan was just with Katie the whole 5 hours, huh? He ain't see the fight. He ain't see the argument. He ain't see nothing. According to Nolan, he ain't see nothing, huh? Y'all lying. Y'all lying. Because where you park at, if we got a gathering where we all park and it's a parking lot, whatever, a park, whatever, we all gonna chill at that spot. Y'all parked all 3 boats exactly where y'all was at. Y'all all chilled at that little spot y'all was chilling at. And probably further. It was a whole group of y'all, bro. No videos and nothing. Y'all chilling on a boat, having fun. That's another thing. Where them videos? You know where them videos at? In their phone. Hello. But we ain't get it. We ain't get their phone because the sheriff said there's no nothing, no crime, nothing involved. So they don't got no search warrant for their phone. What a coincidence. But I guarantee you, 3 boats full of people, that's about damn near 50 people probably. I guarantee you there's video of them partying, going to the island, bugging. You know, you going to the island, you drinking, you bugging out, taking videos. Where are those videos at? That shit takes an hour and a half. Somebody put in the chat. That shit takes damn near an hour and some change to get to the island for where they dock was at. Where's y'all videos at going to the island? Everybody take videos of doing shit like this. You ain't driving the boat. You going on with the ride. So 50-something people in 3 boats. We ain't got no videos of y'all going to the island all together and taking videos of each other side by side. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Somebody said an hour. If I can figure this shit out that way, because like I said, they college kids. They're gonna take videos and photos non-stop. That don't mean they gotta upload it if they ain't got no service. Warren said it might be a problem on an island. You can't upload stuff, but you can actually make a phone call if you got 1 bar. I'll call my mother while I was out there. Warren said he called his mom when he was out there. What time was that, Warren? You never told Tatum the time you called your mom when you was on an island when you had that 1 bar. Nobody's know nothing, right? Exactly. Nobody knows nothing over there, though. Let's finish this shit off, man. We had a good afternoon. We going on 3 hours and 30 minutes, man. We could smash that like button that just joined it, man. Do me that favor.
Fight. And I remember personally, I was in a heated argument, and Nolan comes up cracking a joke, and I'm like, bro, it's not even worth it. Like, come on. And it's like, that just shows his character wouldn't be like this. I know he wouldn't want people chanting at his funeral. I know that for a fact. I know nobody would want.
This dude get me mad. He said he know for a fact he wanted Nolan wasn't to like the people chatting in the funeral. I don't know, man. I don't know what personal conversations him and Nolan had. I don't know if Nolan disliked his black side. I'm just throwing this in the air because the way this kid talking, he's talking like him and Nolan had deep conversations, and Nolan was basically talking bad on his other side. That's the vibe I'm getting off when this kid started talking like between him and Nolan friendship. Like they talked a lot of personal stuff, and we will never know. I mean, because Nolan's not here. But I don't see Nolan hating on it. I mean, having a problem being black or something like that. Because the way he's talking, if you put it together, that's the way it sounds like. Yeah, absolutely, right? It sounds like that, Mickey. It sounds like that. It sounds like, yo, because you could tell he had a problem about being biracial. You could absolutely tell that he had a problem growing up being biracial. You could clearly tell that shit. But did Nolan had a problem being biracial? Did Nolan had deep talks with him? And I'm just assuming because the way this clown talking, it's like he actually had them type of conversations with Nolan or something. Because Nolan took you under the wing too. I don't know, gang. This shit is weird, man. Let's continue.
Me. And I remember personally, I was in a heated argument, and Nolan comes up cracking a joke, and I'm like, bro, it's not even worth it. Like, come on. And it's like, that just shows his character wouldn't be like this. I know he wouldn't want people chanting at his funeral. I know that for a fact. I know nobody would want me or the rest of our friends to get dragged through like this. I know he would want all of us to feel comfortable going to that funeral, and all of us didn't because we're scared. And that says a lot. That says a lot. We're scared to go in our own town to who we called our best friend. We're all over his socials, man. Like, I don't know how you're discrediting and thinking that we could have hurt him. We could have known somebody that hurt him. Because like I told everybody, I would put myself in whatever position he was in 100 times before I let him pass away. And I mean that. I genuinely mean that. That dude, he was so loving and so kind. It was just wild. It's crazy. It's wild and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you having the courage, man, to come down here and talk to us, give us, your point of view. And I say this, like I said to Warren, man, my whole objective is that, man, I was watching an injustice happen before my eyes. And an injustice meaning that the other side wasn't presented. And people that don't live here came into this town and shook it up, brought racism in it. And based on everybody's statement that I hear about Nolan, is that they didn't represent what he stood for.
No.
And they bastardized his character, in my opinion, this is my opinion, to make money and build a GoFundMe instead of trying to actually get to the bottom of what happened to him. And none of this have I seen any of the activists pursue what actually happened. Somebody could have seen something, and instead they're going after dead ends simply because of race, simply because of convenience, instead of pursuing any other lead or any other notion of somebody knowing what happened to Nolan. So I thank you for coming out here, man. It took a lot of courage, putting your face out there, putting your name out there, putting the statements out there. Some people are gonna be mad at you, but I'll tell you, like I told Warren and all the other boys, is that I got your back, man. You tell them the truth.
I appreciate that.
You being a good man, doing what's right. I got your back, man. And I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
There you go. That's his full interview. Once again, shout out to Tatum for doing the interview, because this is content. He interviewed the boys, and that's what they had to say. We've been here about 3 hours and 30 minutes, man. This shit nasty work, y'all, right? Nasty work, man. Nasty work. This shit is nasty work. Yeah, he's a clown for that. He definitely is, man. Not for nothing, because it's the things he was saying, too, that ain't make no sense. But we broke it down. We reviewed it, broke it down. Timeline don't make no sense. Multiple fights going on. They came there by 11. They trying to make it this state narrative. This the picture that I'm giving, that I'm getting a vibe off of them. Yeah, we got there about 11 o'clock. Nolan seen Katie. He jumped off the boat and he wanted Katie. That's the narrative I'm getting. But I told y'all, when did he chill with y'all? When did he have the beach chairs? When did y'all chill, hear some music? I'm pretty much sure y'all did that when y'all arrived there. Something happened during the fight. That's why y'all keep breaking up the fights. Something happened. Or like E, shout out to E for the $5 super chat. E said he might have took something in OD, allegedly. He might have took something, but why would it keep the structure body by the neck and all that too? That's another thing. It's a lot to this, man. It's a lot to this, man. We all know that. I mean, it's crazy, bro. I'll tell you one thing. Mississippi, I need to drop the autopsy and stop playing, man. That's what y'all need to do. This shit crazy. He's an ass clowns. I'm telling you, yo, he is, yo. Those Tatum interviews are going to sink that. Yeah, they're going to bite them. Them Tatum interviews going to come back and bite them. Come back and haul them. Pause. Watch. He got jumped on. That's what I think happened, too. I think he got jumped on, man. And Carter, they mentioned another unlocked character, right? That shit crazy, man. There's a special place in the haze for the Tatum and all that played a part. Everything he just spoken will be used against him. I'm trying to tell you, every interview they do is a good thing. Let's play nice and say thank. Nah, that's why I say shout out to Tatum. Because we would have never got these interviews and hear them talking a little bit too much. Giving us a little bit details. The little details count the most, to be honest. Know what I mean? I read somewhere and one report it was him. Was like a contrary, didn't go out with them. Now he did come back, and then the years here putting himself in the mix, narc behavior. That's a fact. White boys, alcohol equal crazy. We all know that. White boy wasted, baby. Let's get white boy wasted. We all know how to get busy. We all know how to get busy. We all party with them before. Shit, they get busy. But let me get up out of here, game, man. We've been here 3 hours, 35 minutes. I'm up out of here. Make sure I keep that notification bell on. Might jump on later. Y'all never know. Just chop it up. We see how the night goes. But I'm up out of here. If not, I'll catch you on the next. Make sure you keep the notification bell on so I'll drop my videos and my lives. Try to get your membership. Join Team Smoke, man. I got to get a couple more ranches out, to be honest, because I need a little bit more people since we growing this audience now. So I need a couple more ranches I'm going to give out. But shout out to all my mods. Shout out to me, special out to everybody. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tay. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to JD. You know what I mean? Shout out to Liddy. He said, Beast, nah, definitely. You already know the vibes what's going on, man. But let me get up out of here, man. We be live next time, man. Smash that like, that hype, and that sub. And share the video, man, so we can put this to the light. It's your boy Smoke News TV. If they know, they know. Rest in peace, Nolan Wells, man. I'm up out of here, man.
Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I get my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your